Welcome back to the Fraud Street Fandom Podcast. We got an exciting episode for you all today. We are going to be covering the World Series, or the last few games that we didn't already talk about, getting into our wish list, playing GM for the Phillies over the offseason, getting into the results of week eight, week nine,
Week 9.
week nine. Sorry, I'm getting my weeks mixed up. Week 9 of the NFL, and then also projections for week 10. We also just recently had the trade deadline for the NFL. So we'll get into some of the notable trades, and then kind of what the Eagles did, get our thoughts there. And as always, cover fantasy, some bets, and yeah, let's get right into it. So yeah, the World Series. Honestly, this is probably one of the, without the Phillies being in the World Series, I don't typically, sit down and watch every game or try to even watch many of the games.
Yeah.
But this year, for some reason, I wanted to, I don't know if it was the podcast or if it was just my interest, but I wanted to kind of watch and see what happened. And it was an exciting one, honestly. I think it was probably one of the best World Series I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it's back and forth. Obviously, congrats to the Dodgers, assholes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they were the favorites going into the season. They made a lot of moves last year in the offseason, and it paid off. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just get to the results. Obviously, goes to Game 7. Probably one of the best Game 7s I've seen.
yeah.
Just with the back and forth and the amount of suspense and just clutch play out of both sides of the ball. It comes down to extras again. Doesn't go 18 innings this time,
Yeah.
11, but it's it it amplifies just mental mistakes and the fact that you have to do everything right to beat teams like that.
Yeah.
The
The play of the plate.
play at the plate,
If the runner probably doesn't slide, right? Isn't that always the saying? You're faster if you're running. It's not a force,
or even if it's
or it's not a
you're
tag play. Like, you
Or
don't
they
need to
said if he
slide.
went hand first, he would have had the extra inches of the elbow mitt they wear instead of his feet.
yeah.
So,
if he
like,
went ahead
that,
first, and if he would have got a better lead
yeah.
off of the
Yeah,
pitch,
he didn't lead
like
too
there's lots
much.
of things. Like, it happened with us too with Casty. It's like you do stupid things on the base paths and
Or even Game 6
running
for the Blue
doubts.
Jays when they got doubled off.
Oh
on that
yeah,
Well, it happened
shallow
twice.
fly
Yeah.
ball into left field.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
just
With
the
Kike and
base running mistakes by the Blue Jays. It's just that's gonna cost you.
Mhm.
And I think one thing that I heard on another podcast they said, and I actually really agree with it, is holy shit, did that umpire get the call right? Because if they would have got that wrong and called him safe at the plate, then reviewed it, you're talking about celebrating the World Series, and now you got to get everyone
And
in,
then
like,
you're bringing
back in
everybody
here.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if, that how anticlimactic would it be if, the goes on
If
review and then it's like, oh, he actually hit safe.
he's safe, yeah. Then
So,
okay, then your
yeah.
celebration. So no, yeah, it's one of those things where fractions of an inch, and they can still see it. So we can give the umpire shit. Typically, it's with the plate because I think
Yeah.
it's you see it. You
Yep.
see the square. They don't necessarily see the square because there's not
Mhm.
a square. It's just based on their
Yeah, it's really
interpretation. But we see the square, and we can basically judge every umpire based on how they do.
I did like how Fox actually, they kinda dimmed it,
Yeah, it was
and I
hard to
actually
see.
did prefer that because I think when we were talking about our rules that we would change, I was saying, "Get rid of that damn square," because all it does is make fans complain about the umpires, right?
Right.
And I think when Fox had the broadcast for the World Series, they had it, like, it was also the catcher was wearing gray,
Mhm.
so it was like a gray box, and it was kinda dimmed out,
Yep.
but
Yeah, it
when
was
they would go
difficult to see
replays, they would
'cause yeah.
obviously highlight it, but I like the way they did it this time because, again, that box just you're ruining the umpire's day at that
they
point.
kind of lit it up yellow if it was a strike. So you were kind of like,
Yeah.
well, like you just told us it's a strike, and then the umpire's like, no, it's a ball. I'm like, look
Yeah.
at the screen. It says yellow. It's a strike,
Yeah.
man.
So, like I said, it's probably one of the best World Series I've seen in a while. So,
Yeah.
coming down to inches like that, the Phillies series was very similar
Well,
too.
also, I mean, make the fucking throat go green,
Yeah.
right?
Well, right.
Like, seeing that
How
was
many
so
times do we
frustrating.
see that? Yeah.
So
All
frustrating to see
postseason
us
of
throw the ball in the stands, and then they're
pitchers,
making plays
players,
game
everything.
7.
And Trey had a play similar to throwing home when he had a
Yeah.
bad throw. Also, yeah.
Yeah. His it was just
It
a
was
short. It was
little
it's a
Yeah,
very
sorry.
slow
yeah.
But it was
dribbler.
very
Like
similar. Yeah.
Rojas had a screamer back at him. He nearly falls over, and
Yeah.
How about all that? I mean, Muncy had the line drive at his face because he thought he was going to bunt, and then he
Yeah.
just. I mean,
Yep.
even Mookie was like, look at the guy on second. He was like, wow, like he
Well,
had
it's
no
like
time to get that ball.
the defense, like on both sides of the ball, was just tremendous. The
Yeah.
Vlad diving play. like a couple innings earlier than that. Like that was insane.
I was at a buddy's house watching, and when they did the double play, to get Ohtani was on first. I think it was Freeman that in the seventh inning, and the way like I get getting
It was
caught up.
Vlad getting it right.
Vlad got the double play, but he cheered like it was the last out.
Pumped,
And I was just like,
because he knew he was 3 outs from winning the World Series.
That's what I mean. It's easy to get caught up in it, but at the same time, I said to the people I was sitting with, I was like, did they just win on that play? Because I don't think the game's over yet. Like the way he was, I mean, like it's a great double play, sure, but I was just like, relax.
I don't know.
Like,
I'd be pretty pumped up.
I know. Yeah, but then again, he was over 4, so he didn't have.
And you also have to look at it too. It's like, all right, so you get through the lineup, the Ohtani Freeman part of the lineup.
Yeah,
it's like with that double play, and you're like, you only have a handful of outs left. It's like, all right, that's a huge play right there. So, I mean, we're going to talk about it anyway, but it's like, sucks for Hoffman. I mean, I was rooting for him. I was pretty pumped that I was like, dude, our guy's going to be here to close the game out. He gives up the home run to the guy that you least expect.
Yeah. With Ohtani on deck.
Right. Yep. So it's one of those guys that he didn't play much at all. Like he was a defensive addition.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll give Dave Roberts credit here too. I mean, he put Pages in center.
Makes
instead of Edman, and Clement puts the ball in the air, and Kike was lost. He's like, he's running back Willie Mays style,
just
like
ran him over, like get out of the way.
and he gets truck stick by Pages, and he makes a great play, saves basically the World Series at that point. So, you got to give your managers credit when they make plays or make decisions like that.
You bring up Roberts, I was going to say, like in that game 7, he literally used everyone.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, we're going to use every starter. We're going to use every player," and he actually did it. Where our manager said, "Hey, we're going to use everybody. No, we're going to use Orion and Strom." Like, so like I was like, I literally watched that and was just like, would be nice to have a manager just go, "I'm going to use everybody. I'm actually going to do it."
Well, contradict that. I mean, he used his starting pitching.
Yeah. But I mean,
but it was somebody that he trusted.
Right.
He trusts his starting pitching. Whereas, Topper, he trusts only 2 guys out of that bullpen. So that's the ones that he, relied on for the most part throughout the playoffs. But he also knew that he had extra games going that, I can't necessarily, waste Ranger here or waste, Lazard.
I mean, I was saying in the game 7, though,
game
he was
7,
like, hey,
you can certainly do whatever the hell you want because there's no tomorrow. So, but like, I don't necessarily think that, Topper did it wrong. I just think that, unfortunately with Alvarado early in the year, we talked about it. He put them in a shitty spot to where, okay, we don't have another lefty that we can put out here. So Strom was iffy all year. Kirkering was iffy all year. And Tanner Banks, like, do you really trust him in that big of a moment?
They didn't even use him in the moments.
And then you didn't even use guys like Buehler at all. Like that was my point. Like there was people that we could have at least tried, and it was just like, I mean, Buehler showed even though the time he was with us, he pitched very well. He has the experience to do it, and then you're like, everybody's available, but I'm not going to use them. So like that kind of stuff, just watching another team do it, you're like, well, this is why they're back-to-back champs.
But I mean, when you have a starting pitching staff like that, like I would trust them too. But it was evident because he used them all playoffs. It wasn't just the World Series.
Right.
It was all starting pitchers against us.
Yeah.
And then even into Milwaukee, it wasn't, amplified like it was for the other series because they basically just walked that team.
Yeah, but he had Glasnow almost ready like every game. It seemed like Glasnow was in there.
Yamamoto, I think he threw 17 innings or something out of 3 different games.
Yep. I mean, he threw 96 pitches the night before, then goes and throws another 3 innings, almost another 40 pitches. That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, I have the stats of basically like, so the offensive stars of the Dodgers. You have Mookie. I mean, they didn't really do much.
No.
Mookie was 4 for 29, 138 batting average. He was one of the best players against us when we played against him. Only 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Freeman, 6 for 29. Obviously, he had one of the bigger hits, just
the walk-off.
The walk-off. 207 average, again, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. So there's not a lot of production out of those 2. You get to Ohtani. Ohtani was 9 for 27, 333 average, so good, batting good for average, but he had 9 walks, so they clearly didn't want to give him the opportunity to beat him.
Yeah, but I mean, that was also he was 4 for 4 one game and had 5 walks. So
a lot of that was based off of one game, and you take that out of it. I mean, he had 6 runs, 5 RBIs. So, I mean, I would say they basically limited Ohtani's performance with the exception of that one game where he went 4 for 4. As a team, they were 53 for 261. As a whole, 203 average. So, like, the offense wasn't necessarily there. So if you look at those numbers, I mean, I didn't look at this, but I'd be very interested, like, comparing those numbers to what our offensive performance was against them in the NLDS, we probably batted around 203, if not a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
better. We just didn't come away with the wins, which kind of goes back to what we were talking about before of, every inch matters. Every like these mental mistakes, you can't make them against teams like this because
Yeah.
they're going to take full advantage of it. And on the opposite side, Toronto, their bats came alive. I mean, we talked about like the pitching staff, the starting pitching staff for the Dodgers and how good they've been all postseason. Not
Mhm.
to Toronto. I
Yeah.
mean, as a team, they batted 269, but you look at just Barger was 12 for 25, 480 batting
Yeah.
average with 4 runs, 5 RBIs. Bichette, a lot of his is amplified off of game 7 with the 3-run home run, but 8 for 23, 348 batting average, 2 runs, 6 RBIs. Ernie Clement set a record with hits in the postseason. Never even heard of the guy.
Yeah.
So 12 for 31, 387 batting average, 3 runs, 2 RBIs. Vlad, not so much in game 7, but he was 10 for 30 for 333, seven
He was
runs,
insane throughout the whole
three
postseason.
RBIs. Yeah, he was great the entire postseason. And then Springer, I mean, he's the one he has that experience. He's been in the playoffs. He's been in those moments before. He was 8 for 21, batting 381, and he
He was
missed
injured though
time. He
too a
was
little
injured.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even still being injured outside, can you imagine swinging a bat and actually making contact with your sides hurt? Like,
Yeah. There was one pitch where he missed. He went down.
yeah.
He's in so much pain, but
So not a lot of like run production out of him, but 3 runs, 1 RBI. I mean, he's getting on base. So,
Mhm.
as a team, they batted 269. So they outperformed the Dodgers offense.
Yeah.
We also outperformed the Dodgers offense. And then if you go to pitching, it's like, all right, so pitching wise, just the 3 main guys. So Yamamoto, Otani, and Snell. Yamamoto, like you said, 17 innings, 1.02 ERA. So he was phenomenal in the
Yeah,
World
he's
Series.
insane.
15 Ks. So he basically carried them and
Yeah.
pitched every opportunity he could. Otani, I'm glad because I'm
Yeah.
over the Otani hype, but only 8 innings pitched, 7.56 ERA,
Because he
9
got touched
Ks.
up by
He got
Vladdy
he
and
only went two
That's a good
innings,
start.
3 innings World Series.
I think
innings,
3. Yeah.
3, yeah. So he didn't have, the Otani numbers that you would expect, especially on the pitching side. And then Snell, who looked untouchable and going into the World Series, it's 13 innings pitched. He had a 6.92 ERA. So
Yeah.
he still had his Ks in 13, but these guys who basically dominated going into the World Series were touched up by a team of Vlad and some no names.
Yeah.
And then like their pitching, they outperformed the Dodgers too. Like Savage, 12 innings pitched, 2.84 ERA, 17 Ks. Like that kid looks like a
They
stud.
had 12 in
Yeah.
that one game. Yeah.
Mhm.
And he started the year at single A.
Yeah. And it's just worked his
Crazy.
way up. Yeah, it's nuts. And then you had Gossman, who, another 12 innings, a little bit more higher of the ERA, 4.26, 14 Ks. But, their starting pitching, which we thought going into the series was going to hold them back.
Yeah.
And they actually, held the Dodgers to,
They reformed.
yeah. And then our 2 guys, Sir Anthony out of the bullpen, 4.2 innings, 1.93 ERA, 5 Ks. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we would love to have seen in years past. And then Hoffman, obviously he would say it, everybody would say it. He lost the World Series for him by, giving up that home run.
Yeah.
But, 5 innings pitched, even with that home run, 1.8 ERA, 6
Yeah.
Ks. So
He
he
pitched- he
was
pitched well.
pretty he was pretty unhittable as well until just he hung a slider or whatever it was, and next thing you know, series over.
It's literally one of the most unlikely home runs in in a
Right.
while.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it. You're like, all right, let me get a slider over.
Yeah.
Let me go at this guy because I know Otani's up next. And even if, in my mind, even if you walk the guy, you probably walk Otani again
Yeah.
just to go after Mookie, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Especially like we just talked about, Mookie's average going in was dog
Not
shit.
great.
So,
Yeah.
Well, like you were talking about players with horrible averages. Muncy, the inning before that, his averages was awful the whole series, and then he hits a home run,
Yeah.
in a time when they needed one. I was just like, it's like they just got those moments that for them to happen,
yeah. And I
unexpectedly.
mean,
But
it's similar to like we talked about it before. Like we outplayed the Dodgers for the most part, except for the win column. And Toronto did the same thing. They outpitched them, they outhit them. He went to game 7, but those mental mistakes cost them the World Series. So I mean the thing is I certainly would think that Toronto would be back next year. I think other than Bichette, most of the guys they have are probably under contract still. And they have, some young pitching staff or pitching, players that they can, add to. So yeah, we'll see what comes for the off season, which we'll get into a little bit. But in the meantime, how about we go into some MLB awards.
Yeah. So NL. We'll start with the NL MVP. So Otani, Schwarber, Soto were the nominees for it. Otani's got to win MVP, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Otani should definitely win. I mean, the fact that Schwarber was up there, if Otani was just being a DH, I think he might have had a shot. But with the fact that Otani did pitch this year and was a DH,
Yeah.
there was.
That's the tough spot for Schwarber. It's like no matter what, it's like they give him the votes because he can contribute to pitching. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be many votes to Soto. Probably 20% going to go to Schwarber for first place, if that, and it's going to be Otani's award.
Yeah.
I guess they just had to pick a third person. That's why they put Soto.
Yeah. Well, Soto did have a great year. It's just he's not going to get any MVP consideration, I don't think. AL MVP, you got Judge, Raleigh, and Jose Ramirez. I think it's really a toss up between Judge and Raleigh. Judge was the early favorite. Raleigh, obviously, what he ended up with 60 regular season home runs.
My vote's Raleigh. But if I had one, that's who I'd give it to. I mean,
Judge was batting 400 throughout almost half the year, so he kind of, I guess you can say he fell off, but did he really fall off?
No, yeah, but they didn't even win their division, and Raleigh did. Like, I mean, it's like he's the MVP of that team. If you don't have him there, the Mariners aren't even in a conversation of anything at that point.
Yeah, right. I just don't think that they don't have the same as like the NBA MVP to where they get like, kind of wanting to give it to a new guy. The baseball's kind of like traditional. It's like, oh, well, the Yankee guy had a great year. Let's go to him. So I don't know. I think Judge will win it personally, just because he's on the Yankees. But
yeah, I can see them giving it to Cal though. I mean, what he did was impressive as a catcher.
He broke the catcher and the switch hitting home run record of a single season, and his team and the Mariners single season. Like, I mean, he's passing Griffey, man. Like, I mean, that's unheard of what he's doing. Judge is just doing what he did last year, but not at the same numbers either that he did last year.
Right.
Yeah. NL Cy Young, our boy Chris Sanchez, Paul Skeens, and Yoshi Yamamoto. I think it's Skeens' award. I think that was pretty much written out.
Yeah.
Midway through August, it was him.
It's the only award the Pirates are going to win.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a shame, right? But Skeens just incredible.
He's sub 2 ERA. So it's impossible not to give him that.
Only gets 9, 10 wins.
Yeah.
So I think we're all unanimous there. The AL Cy Young is going to be Hunter Brown, Tariq Skubal, and Garrett Crochet. I think it's between Skubal and Crochet.
Yeah,
Crochet really did well with the Red Sox this year.
Mm-hmm.
But Skubal's just
the most dominant pitcher. Like, he's insane. But I could see where Crochet gets it because he had the better numbers.
Yeah, I would go with Skubal there.
Yeah, I like Skubal.
NL Rookie of the Year. So it's Drake Baldwin from the Braves, the catcher. I forgot his name. Durbin from the Brewers. I think he was like,
Durbin.
That's why I keep thinking Chad Durbin, but it's not Chad. I think it's like JJ Durbin or something like that.
Yeah.
I think he's like a middle infielder, utility guy. He can play pretty much everywhere. And then Cade Horton from the Cubs as the third nominee. I think that's going to go to Baldwin. He had really good numbers as a rookie.
I think so too.
AL Rookie of the Year, Roman Anthony from the Red Sox. Our favorite podcast name, Nick Kurtz.
Nick, pause.
Kurtz. From the A's. And then Jacob Wilson, also from the A's. I think Kurtz is going to walk away with this
too,
one.
Yeah.
He was a monster this year.
He'll be on the Braves in 2 years?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, him and Wilson both.
Mm-hmm.
So then NL Manager of the Year. Again, this is a regular season award. So you got Pat Murphy, Terry Francona, and Rob Thompson. Pat Murphy, they led the league in wins by 1 game on the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they kind of weren't expected to win 97 games this year. Topper, got us to 96 with a lot of injuries that we had. And Francona kind of turned around the Reds.
Was it August or September?
Yeah, but the Brewers had that August stretch where they won 20 games
in
that 1 month
17 or something.
Yeah.
And then, Francona turned the Reds around.
Yeah.
They've been pretty consistently 70 wins, almost at most throughout the past couple of years. And then they went ahead and got into the playoffs this year. But I think that's probably going to go to Pat Murphy.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I agree.
And then AL Manager of the Year, John Schneider, Blue Jays, Steven Vogt, Guardians, and then Dan Wilson for the Mariners. Schneider with the Blue Jays, I think that's pretty much unanimous at this point. But you guys,
I mean,
Yeah, I
he
mean,
pulled off
they
the AL
don't take
East. Yeah,
they
I
don't
mean,
take playoffs into consideration. Right? They're
no,
not supposed
no,
to.
but I mean, they won their division against the Red Sox, Yankees,
The
Orioles were supposed to be a
Mariners
threat.
won theirs too, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
think the
Yeah,
East,
That's
yeah,
more
it's
so. That's
certainly
more so Riley than merely managing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Plus, they
so.
did get Suarez to addition.
And
Yeah.
then, I mean, the Guardians, obviously, like they were down a lot of games and then came back at the end of the year and won the division.
Yeah, they did basically what the
outlasted the
Tigers did
Tigers.
last year. They just flipped that around and said, "Well,
Mhm.
we'll do what you guys did last year."
I think that one's kind of up in the air of who, like, it could go either way.
I think it's gonna be Schneider because they led the AL in wins and they won their division against the Yankees, Red Sox.
I tend to agree, but I could see Seattle also
Yeah.
taking that.
So we'll see what happens. That should be announced, I believe, like next week or so.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done that. Like everybody else does it, like
They just
around the
announced the
time of their.
finalists
Yeah, that's what I
yesterday, I
mean. I'm
think.
like,
Mhm.
usually all the other sports are like, oh, let's get it around the same time as the championship week. Like, just throw it out there. But hey,
So I think our Philly representation is gonna all sit at second place.
yeah,
Yeah, second or
I think they're
third.
gonna.
Yeah,
I think Sanchez can get second behind.
he'll get
Skeens,
second behind Skeens.
but and then Topper probably second, third, and
Yeah.
Schwarber over Soto. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, agreed.
So, all right. Well, speaking of the off season, let's go ahead and play GM for a little while.
Yeah.
Brock, you ready to start us off?
yeah. So basically, my first offseason thing, if I ever have any faith in what we're gonna do, is that somehow Boom is not on this team next year. I was already not wanting him here before this season started. So if they can come up with some way to trade him, then then I'd be like, okay, we're actually trying to improve our squad. So if they do get rid of him, the dream would be Bregman.
Yep.
He's obviously the best available third baseman they got. You got a better fielder and better pop. Overall hitting.
Yeah.
Had some people give me shit online about Boom hitting two. And I'm like, he's not. And then they brought up the home run derby, and I'm like, okay, but he still has not enough pop for what we expected from him being the daycare.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever grown up. So I'm just time to ship him off.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah. So if I just got on the list of Bader, we had Bader mutual option. He declined that today. Would have loved him to just accept that, but I would love to keep him. I'm
Mhm.
like, he's the all season edition or this season edition that I'm like, come on, stay with us. He played his best time he's ever had since joining us. He was one of the best hitters down that stretch,
Right.
and I think it just solidifies center field as every day. No Rojas mess, none of that. Just play center field as Bader. Then you can play left field. You can
What are you
figure out
thinking contract wise?
just like a 2-year deal, like and
2 year, 20.
20, yeah, not a lot, yeah, around what he would have made from the mutual option if he stayed with the 10 million, because it's kind of like similar to this, like what we've been doing with plucking a random outfielder. It's just like, here you go, like we're
Yeah.
going to commit to you and not trade you away every season like people are doing.
I mean, I don't think that he'll necessarily sign for 20 mil because he's
Nah,
declining a 1 year 10 million. So
yeah,
he'd
but I mean,
probably
yeah,
expect to get like
Yeah, he's probably
15,
looking for
15 to
well,
20 mil a year.
either a yearly pay bump or more years guaranteed.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah. He
he
wants a
has bounced.
commitment, pretty much. I
Yeah,
would
he
say,
has
yeah.
bounced around a lot.
Yeah,
So
every deadline he's
he
been
goes to
sent to a
a
playoff
team.
contender.
Yeah.
It'd be nice for him
6
just to
teams
be
in
on
4
one
years.
already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We obviously know we're going to trade Nick. So if we can figure out a way to get rid of his 20 million somehow, or we got to pay a chunk of it, then we can use that money to pay Bader. We can share that up. You
Mhm.
got to bring up Crawford if you're going to, since we're on the outfield, because you hyped him up all this time. You're going to use him, and it's like he's a good hitter down there. Like, well, just bring him up, and you can put him in left right away. You can put him in right, and figure out what you want to do with the other spot. If it's still Marsh, just leave him in there. And then, I mean, we'll go over some other spots there. But like, I like even getting like a platoon guy to play left field. Like you could get like Kike Hernandez is an example of a guy who could play all over the field, and he would be. I mean, he's not gonna leave the Dodgers, but he's fairly cheap. So like that's what I'm saying. Like
Someone
bring
similar
up
to
from
that.
within
Yeah.
instead of going around and just going like, well, I hope this guy works
Like a
for.
Max Kepler.
Yeah, I mean, Kepler improved, but overall that was a disappointment for $10 million. So like, I
Terrible.
feel like there's cheaper
I
people,
mean, at least he was on the team the entire year. We spent $10 million on Whit Merrifield and
right? And then left. Yeah,
pay him to leave.
yeah. Obviously shortstop, we're fine there. Second base, I'm sure will still be Stott. First base, Harper. You don't change that stuff. Catcher though, like I think with the way the catcher's looking, JT's obvious. You just go get him for about 2 years and pay him like 25 each season.
Mhm.
Because the only other guy out there that can hit really
So
is
2 years,
Salvador.
25 each,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
25 total?
25. No, 25 each. Because I think he's already making 25 already. So maybe he sticks around.
He was,
He
yeah,
was
23,000,000
23
last
million.
year.
So
He
yeah,
has 5 for
He's 34 years old.
115 or something, I
Yeah.
think, right?
yeah, just 2 year. I think a 2-year deal could be nice to get whatever's left in him and finish it out. But he's obviously the best option of what's available so far. He's the best we got.
Yeah.
It's obviously not Stubbs. It's not Marshawn. Like,
Yeah, and they've
I mean, if anything,
I
maybe
don't think
keep
they have.
Marshawn. I mean, because he won't cost anything. But you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So like,
He's just trash.
no, but I mean, he knows as far
Yeah,
as knowing
yeah.
the system, and you ain't really got to go out there and do much. I have Mitch Garver, which would be another option. He's not really a great defensive catcher, but he has pop. So if you're going to have any kind of if you're going to lose JT, there's some options out there for hitting, but then you lose him with the control of the pitchers we have, and then him still be able to get people out from stealing.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's just JT. That just makes it so easy just to get him back, and then you just like we're good.
Yep.
So then obviously the big name that we're worried about though is Schwarber. And I would say like they're projecting like 5 years over hundreds of $1 million to keep it. You
Yeah,
know, he could go
it's
somewhere
a
else.
ridiculous
He could get
projection.
plucked
It's
easily.
probably Kyle Schwarber's agent. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, he's like, hey man, you have all the leverage in the world. You hit 55, 56 home
Yeah.
runs, and all this, and it's like I mean, I would say just pay him because I mean Middleton says all the time like, you bring me my trophy back. It's okay. We'll spend the money in the right way. I would like it to be like a 3-year deal.
Right.
Like I don't want it to be like the whole entire thing, and then we have nothing left over to get. Even though we
Yeah.
can do luxury tax type stuff, we can go over the
Yeah,
curve
I
and
don't think Middleton wants to get there yet.
no, but I mean he talks like he wants to. So I'm like, but Schwarber's just too much of a piece where you just can't. Plus, like with the DH, it makes it so easy just to keep him there because he can play longer than if he had to play in the outfield.
Right.
Like, and then
So what are you
obviously
thinking, 3 years, what?
I'm thinking 3 years, and like let's say we give him close to 35, maybe a year, like close around that. Yeah,
Okay,
like
so
so
105, 3 years,
105, yeah,
105?
something like that. But I hope that he kind of takes it because he wants to stay,
Yeah.
like because he obviously likes it here. Then they're saying the Reds could pay him because he's
I think
from
the
there.
Mets can also.
The Mets obviously want to be like, oh, we'll just pay the
You want
money
a
and take
10-year
him.
deal
Yeah, like
over,
see, I also don't want to do that. I don't really want to do another plus 8 years contract for anybody.
No.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
I think
especially,
we're over
like,
that period.
so Schwarber is, 32.
32.
So I would take him to 40 if it was 8 years.
Yeah, see, that's yeah.
It's I think, bogging up your DH for 8 years.
Right.
So, I agree with you. I honestly think 3 years is probably what I would give him,
Yeah.
but I certainly can see, like you said, the
Only
Reds
because the market
or
is going to show that
the
he can go get
Mets
it. Yeah.
Cubs.
Yeah.
or
And
the
the Cubs.
Cubs.
Yeah. Yep.
Cubs bringing him back.
Right.
You know?
Because they're probably going to lose Tucker. So they'll probably be like, hey, like, well, see, and that's the other thing. Tucker's obviously an option. But then I get to that point of the 8+ years. Like, he's going to be 11-year deal is what he's projected. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good player. But at the same time, he wasn't really there for the Cubs at the end of their time either, at the end of this year. So you kind of get to that stuff just like I said, JT and Schwarber are just it's too good. It's just you got to keep them. Those are the two that you got to keep, and then kind of go from there. I have some people like let's see, like the Orioles. They let go of what's his name, Jorge Mateo,
Mhm.
which I mean because like we like the platoon. An infielder. He can play third, shortstop, second base. He can play over, and he's fast when he's healthy. If he's healthy, he's fast as shit and he can hit. But obviously the Orioles have other young guys, so he got kind of lost in.
Just to kinda add to that, though, but to contradict that move of you already got one of those guys in Miners and Aiden Miller.
Oh well,
That
wait,
can
yeah,
bounce
I was
around
getting,
and
yeah.
is fast also,
That's
so
the point I was gonna get to. Is same with Crawford. They talk
just
about these
bring 'em up.
kids,
Yeah, that saves
then bring
money.
them up. Same with you want to get rid of if you get rid of Bohm and you don't have Bregman. If Miller is what you talk about, like obviously he's a shortstop, but
Yeah,
the kid can probably play third, no
right.
problem, and
Yeah.
just put him. And they still like Kemp. Not saying Kemp's everyday player, but they
Mhm.
have talked about they like him.
I mean, I would use him
So
as a platoon,
so he can
obviously.
right, so he can be the platoon because he's played first, second base, he's played third base also. So like they have the options inside. That's why I'm like, okay, like Bohm had his chance, I think, at this point. Like we've had you just gotta bring the people up, stop talking about them and actually use them. Like
Yeah,
if they're that good, use them. And then if it doesn't work out, maybe then you can try to, revamp or something. But same what we were talking about with Schwarber. Yeah, we got DH, but obviously Harper is still here for a while. Eventually, he could DH too, and then you could obviously go back and get a first baseman. You're not gonna do that this year, but down the road, you can pluck him, or you can put him in right field again. They've mentioned that, but I mean,
Yeah, it kind of opens.
but then obviously I don't want Alonso on the team. That's another stupid, huge contract. We know he's a free agent, but again, I don't see him. I don't see him leave the Mets. I just think he's gonna get more money out of them because he knows he can. But
Yeah.
that Cohen dude's gonna spend whatever the hell he wants because that's all he does is spend his money.
Yep. Any
Uh,
pitching additions?
So for pitching so starters, I think we're pretty good on what we got. Like as long as Wheeler can come back healthy, I would say Suarez. Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to keep him. I think
Mhm.
again he pitched way over what I thought he would do. I thought there was at one point this year he was getting exhausted again, and then he kind of got out of it, and I was like, okay, he's played fantastic all year, and in the playoffs did his thing. So I would say Suarez is probably going to cost a lot of money. That's why it worries me. Like that's why I want to do the less deal for Schwarber because you got to put that money in for Suarez to stay.
Right.
But and then again, we obviously have the talks.
So you're bringing Suarez back.
Yeah, I would bring Suarez back. Yeah, I mean it's going to be. I would say it could be almost 5 years. He's out. He was out there 2 years, 16 million. So I mean,
So
he could.
he is 29 years old. Last year he made 8 million.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So he's obviously
I
going to
think
want
he's
more.
probably going to be making 20 plus.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to pay him.
That's what I
So
mean.
if you're
Someone's
looking
looking
at 5 years, 20 mil, that's 100 million right there.
Yeah. So, but I
That's
mean, I
five.
would say you get him in there, and you got Suarez already under control. You got Nola, unfortunately, for 6 more years. Then again, we can talk about the people down below. Painter, I guess, is he? If he's good enough, we don't know. But I think you start this year. You have to start with him up here.
So what would your rotation be? You have Nola, Wheeler,
We have Wheeler, Nola,
Sanchez,
Sanchez, Suarez, and then
Luzardo.
Well, if we pay Luzardo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
But he's still under contract.
okay, yeah, sorry, he's on. So yeah, sorry. So Luzardo's still there, but I still think you have Painter. Oh, I guess Walker's still there too, isn't he?
Taiwan. Yeah.
Hopefully
Unfortunately,
not.
right?
Contract
Hopefully
too.
not, but
He's
he's
for
still
18 mil.
yeah. So I mean, there's still ways to work, but I said thing with Painter, we talked about it all year. He was like, we like him, we're going to trade him, but no, we want to keep him because he's good. I think you start the year somehow with him up there, ready to go, or stop doing this, like stop just talking about how good they are, and we just sit there and go, well, can we use them? No, we're gonna ride with this guy because he costs 18 million. Like
Yeah.
I don't think Walker should be here again, but I mean, he did okay for like.
Yeah, the problem with him is that he was $20 million contract last year with
Yeah.
Boston, and they cut him loose. So if you can get him for a discount, I think
Yeah.
he certainly can help. But
Are you talking about Bueller?
Oh, you're talking about Bueller. I'm talking about Taiwan Walker.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
sorry,
yeah, no,
my fault. Yeah.
no, I was talking. I thought you said Bueller.
No. Sorry, I haven't got to. I was gonna get to Bueller in a sec, but yeah, because I mean, I would say, I mean, Bueller probably could. Like I said, you just said he had the 20 million deal with the Red Sox, which I didn't think they would drop him like they did. That was very odd. But I mean, I'm glad the Phillies were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
go get him." So, but he could also probably go out there and get another starting contract. So I don't think he's an option.
I did look at his stuff. It gets weird because he was a bunch of 1 year deals, and they were like 8 million to like.
Well, it's a lot of
max at
injury
10.
that he was coming
And
off.
then off the World Series win, he got paid 1 year 20 million with the Red Sox, and
Yeah.
didn't even.
Yeah, I really thought he was going to stay with them all year because they bought a lot of people in the beginning of the year. So, so if we get the bullpen though, my biggest look at would be Robert Suarez from the Padres. So obviously we have Duran under. This is the only thing. This would be a little expensive, but it would solidify 8th, 9th inning.
Yeah.
It'd be Suarez, Duran. That'd be insane. The two of them coming in there, and you would never have to worry about 8th and 9th inning for like the whole year as long as they were both healthy because they both come in there and just throw
What are
100.
you giving him? Unfortunately don't have his age.
So he opted out of a 2-year 16 million. So he was making 8 also. So I would say he's obviously he's gonna get top closer money.
So Duran's coming off of basically 8 million a year.
Yeah,
so,
but he's also under control. So yeah.
And I think he probably signed at a discount for long term money.
Yeah,
he's not making big closer money. Like I don't have the numbers up.
They don't really have a
Short
projection yet
Chapman
for that.
and some of the other guys that are just the 1 year rentals are making.
It's like 10 to 12
15
million.
Yeah.
I would say if we could get him like even a 1 year, just to see if he tries to just click in for that year because we're set to win now. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what because I was gonna get to bullpen Alvarado, so he's a 500,000 buyout. I would say spend that goodbye. Like he hurt us too much with the whole Ozempic or whatever he was doing, that you have to worry about that could happen again. He could, I don't know if he could try something. He's just too wild for me. He comes in there, like we have Bankstrom, we have lefties. You could probably get another lefty somewhere down the line. They like to sign a random bullpen guy before the year starts that we're not even like they signed that Messiah dude randomly. Like so there's always some kind of dude they could get some point. But Alvarado just screwed us. So I'm just like, I'm ready for you just
Ready
to
to go.
ready to go. Yeah. So
Cool. So I think the big additions are obviously Bregman.
Yep, Bregman.
Kind of staying the same.
Yeah,
Or like keeping the core basically there.
Yeah.
And then just adding some bullpen pieces like Suarez.
Bullpen, especially because like it seemed like Rob just was like, I'm gonna use. He didn't really have like a solidified spot till the ninth. He just kept going like, oh, I'm gonna try this guy out today, try him out. Like Orion, we've seen he seems to, if when he gets in there with people on base, he does not seem to get out of that spot.
Yeah.
And I want people who can come in there just the eighth inning, and no matter who the batter is, like that's the thing. I'm so tired of like, oh well, this guy's coming up. Let me put this guy in now instead of now. I'm like, no, 8th, 9th, it's Suarez Duran.
Yeah,
boom,
it's just that philosophy of
I mean, we've had that before with Matt, so I want to get back to just who's
you
coming
have
in
a
those innings.
solidified role.
Yeah,
If you're
exactly.
pitching
Yep.
the eighth inning.
Exactly.
So.
Yep.
Cool. Well, that sounds promising. Keeping the core together. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I just
we talk about mental mistakes in like the NLDS. We could very well be playing this against Toronto in the World Series.
Yeah.
So I think keeping the core together and adding a couple pieces here or there, it's certainly a recipe for success. So, Cam, what do you got?
So some similarities to Brock's, a lot of differences.
Yeah, I have some differences too. So I'll see. I'm curious what yours are.
So I'm just going to start with the players I want them to sign.
Okay.
So I want them to bring back JT again, kind of like Brock was saying. That's all we really have, right? Like he's our only really true option for a catcher. I think he's great with the pitching staff. His offensive numbers are what they are, right? Like it is what it is at this point. If he produces, great. If he's not, then he's not. So I have that as like a projected like 15 mil a year. So like 3 years, 45 mil.
Okay.
Because I mean his knees are gonna give out at some point, right? He's a catcher.
He's 34. You're taking him out to 37.
Yeah, but I think
38, 37, 38, depending on.
Yeah, but with hopes of all of my moves here is you got to win the next 2 years.
Yeah.
If not, you're blowing it all up anyway, right? So JT 3 year 45 million. Give him a little bit. I think a competitive contract to what other teams would offer to try and pull him away. But yeah, I'd love to see him come back. He's one of my favorite players on the Phillies. I think he does so much for the pitching staff that I think it's worth.
Your fiance would enjoy him sticking around too.
Yeah,
my mom would enjoy it too.
Yeah, I think every female in the Philadelphia region would like him to stay.
It's like,
They're like, please don't give it to JT. I just love him.
Bregman. I think Bregman's got to come to Philly.
Yeah. So he's
I
playing third. I mean, Boom's gone.
Yep, I'll get to that later.
Okay.
I love that.
So Bregman, I think we got to go get a power bat at a third base. I'm so tired of seeing guys just go up there and just hit singles.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the power like we do. I guess like back when we won it, right? We had Pedro Feliz as our third baseman. He was just a good
also
glove.
had 3 guys that just.
But you had a lot of
actually probably 4
you had
guys
Pat, Jason,
Jimmy
Howard,
for
Jimmy,
power, Chase.
Like we didn't have.
We had a lineup of home run hitters. Yeah.
Boom has too much pressure on him. I think his time has run its course in Philly. I think that it's time for him to go.
The weird thing with him too, it's like you would think with this build he would be a home run hitter.
Yeah, his swing is just not there.
Yeah, like I don't know if he's just like half swinging or like what, but like you look at his build, he's tall. He's got some stature to him.
Yeah,
and he like not saying he's Nolan Arenado, like obviously he's slimmer than him, but they're tall and
his fielding takes too long sometimes. He literally he's sitting there like I'm just like, dude, you gotta get a fielder who can just pick it up, boom, out.
But I just think it's time to make some changes with this organization. So I think bringing in Bregman shows you're serious. The contract I have, give him the same fucking deal he had with Boston. 3 years, 120 million, $40 million a year.
Yeah,
you're getting paid $40 million, dude.
So that's good money. A trend here with the 3 year.
Yeah, exactly. So after that, so this is depending on what he wants to do with his option. Shane Bieber, go get him.
Okay.
I think that he would be a good, reliable arm. If he doesn't opt out, I think that you can probably go out and get Walker Buehler and bring him back. I was really excited about him when
Yeah.
they signed him.
Mhm.
I was really hoping to see him pitch. Obviously, Topper did not agree with me. But I think that if you can go get Shane Bieber, go get him.
Yeah.
3 years, 60 million, give him 20 million a year. If that needs to bump up to 25 a year, give him 3 years, 75 mil.
Yep.
But again, depends on what he does. I think he only is a player option. I don't think it's a mutual option because he signed a deal with Cleveland. Then he
He
blew his
wasn't
arm
with
out.
Toronto the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, he blew his arm out right after he signed with Cleveland. Came back from injury this year, pitched well, pitched in the World Series, pitched pretty well. So if he decides to opt out, I think you go try and take a stab at him.
It makes sense for him too, like to opt out, like coming off of a World Series appearance.
Yeah,
you kind of prove that you can pitch and stay healthy this year. Let me opt out and see if I can get
a little extra money,
a better deal than what I'm sitting with.
Yep. And then if you do go get someone like Shane Bieber, Wheeler said he was done after 2027, right? So at the end of the day, the way the Phillies mentality should be is you got to go win in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
basically
that's where
the Wheeler number.
Yeah, exactly.
2027. Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of keeping it in that same range, I guess, maybe 1 year extended, but so another Blue Jay to go out, go get Sir Anthony back.
Yeah.
He played pretty well in Baltimore. He got traded to Toronto, pitched well in the postseason, as we discussed earlier. I'd like to see him back in the bullpen. We obviously know there's fires, just kind of control issues was the problem in Philly.
Right. We already got a guy that has control issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I think that, Sir Anthony would be nice to see. Phillies outfield this year, I'm done with it. Done with
All
it.
of them.
Not all of them, but go get Cody Bellinger.
Okay.
He had a great year hitting. The main thing against him is his injury concerns, but I think he opted out of his deal.
Yep.
So he should be free agent. I was putting in a 3-year, 100 million.
Okay.
Because I think he was around 25 to 30 on his current deal. So
yeah,
bring him in. Now you got your outfielder there, right fielder. Harrison Bader, go get him. Great defensive glove. We talked last week kind of about like great fielders. He's one of them right now.
Good fit to the clubhouse.
So
I think.
He was liked very much.
It officially announced today that he opted out of his player opt out today. So I was saying 3-year, 45 million for him. Give him some consistency. He's been on 6 teams in the past 4 years. Give him 15 million. He opted out of a 1-year, $10 million deal. And then for our DH, we're gonna go bring back Reese.
Man,
he had a
you're letting Schwarber walk.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
that's
that
where
he's
the
gonna be too much.
Bregman money comes from.
Again, Albert Einstein, right? Definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. We can't keep doing this with the same core.
Right.
So I think that you got to do a major shakeup, and this is again not my money. This is Dombrowski's money, or Dombrowski and Middleton's money.
Bregman and Bellinger.
So I think that if you go out there, bring Reese in, have him DH. He wants to play in Philly. He loved it in Philly. He was a fan favorite in Philly. He was the guy that was kind of the start of the core when they brought in Harper.
Yep.
I think he can be a decent DH. But then again, if you need to give Harper DH, you can put him at first. If you need to get JT DH, you can just bench Hoskins for the day.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that it would make sense, and it's going to be cheap. It's not going to be a lot of money for him. I think you can probably get him for like 2 years, 15 million. Like I think the deal he signed, 2 years, 15 million. Yeah, he had a 2-year, $20 million contract. What he signed with Milwaukee. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I don't think it was anything crazy.
I mean, that'd be 10 million a year. So I think it'd probably be a little bit more than that, unless he's looking for additional years.
Yeah, I think but he also didn't play. He wasn't even active on the roster. Yeah, so it might have been a mutual that they declined their side.
That's true.
So I think that he had some injuries this year. I think Hoskins is probably right around like 32.
Oh, he's 32.
Yeah,
he's 32 also.
But I think it'd be great to see him come back in Philly. Players they need to lock up. Jesus Luzardo.
Yep.
Pay him.
Okay.
Give him. I don't know if this is realistic, but if you pay him early, I said 4-year, 80 million.
Okay.
He's hitting the market next year, but if you lock him up this year,
20. Yeah.
You at least give him 4 years that he's going to be locked in. He's going to be consistently a pitcher for the Phillies for the next 4 years.
I mean, if that's true,
had a great year. Anyway.
The Sanchez deal that they signed, is a freaking bargain.
Yeah, it's like a Braves. We took a page out of your playbook.
Yeah,
finally. So yeah,
that guy was on the books this year for $2 million. Next year he's 3.5, I think.
Yeah. So I think if you can lock him up for a reasonable amount, don't do something crazy like with the Nola deal. We paid Nola for what he did, not for what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So I think if we can give him decent money and keep him, long term, he's not that old. He's probably only like 27 or 28, right?
Luzardo, 27.
Yeah. So he's not like he can get another deal after this, or if things go well, the Phillies can pay him again in another contract, right?
I mean, you could even do like a 8 to 10 year and just have play like opt outs.
Yeah.
And I know
at least you have opt outs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you lock up Luzardo because he pitched so good.
Yeah, he was great.
For Philly, it was an incredible move to go get him.
I think he had maybe 3 bad starts all year.
It was bad innings.
They were amplified.
One bad inning in each one of those starts.
For the most part, he was a freaking stud.
Even if he had a bad inning, he would strike out the next 8 people after.
Like, we saw that against the Mets.
I gave up 3 runs.
He gave up 4 runs against the Mets and retired the next 21.
So that's the end of the signings. The players that were letting walk, Ranger, I think he's going to get paid like $180 million. I think it's going to be like a number 1, number 2 paid contract, and I think he's going to get paid a ton.
To the Mets.
I wouldn't be surprised if he gets like Boston.
Yeah.
I would see him.
I have a feeling he's going to the Mets, personally.
I think there was also something I saw that the Giants.
I was just say the Giants are always
would probably have interest in him because I mean
AL would be great because I don't want to have to.
Yeah, exactly. But
I have a feeling it's the Mets because it's like, okay, our guy's just going to pitch against us. They're
going to try to take somebody from us. They've been already saying that they're going to.
I mean, we take their trash all the time, and the only ones that have really panned out have been Wheeler.
Half of a month of Bader.
Yeah, but Bader we didn't get from
from
them. But so I think Ranger's going to be gone. I think he's just going to be too expensive. So that's why I'm saying go out, get someone like Bieber or Walker Buehler to kind of fill in.
Yep.
Schwarber, I think he's going to get paid a ton. I don't think that the Phillies need to pay him a lot of money because, again, he's kind of bogging down the DH spot. If he wants a long-term deal, which makes sense for him, no disrespect, understand it completely, Schwarber. Like you did your chance or did your part here when we had our chance, but I'm thinking he's going to get like 5 years, 180. And I would say like Cincy, now that they got that little taste of the postseason, they're going to bring in a power bat, or like the Cubs, like I mentioned earlier, like they could bring him back home and he probably would be willing to go back to Chicago because he had that, relationship early on in his career with them.
Yeah. And I think kind of like to you guys' point, when it comes to Schwarber, you put, all right, here's our contract. We're only at 3 years.
Yeah.
If you can get something elsewhere, you're more than welcome to go do it. But this is where we max out at. Like, if you want to stay here, we got 3 years, whatever.
Yeah. Romano, he's gone. Good luck. Maybe a minor league deal. Maybe
he'll be
pitching.
Toronto.
Yeah, maybe he'll be pitching in AAA next year. Who knows? Who cares? Kepler, be gone, dude. I have him projected as just like a 1 year, $5 million deal. Because if he can't even perform a 1 year, $10 million deal, I don't think it's going to get anything better. Just go out to the Angels or something.
Yeah.
Seems like an Angels move. Maybe the Orioles will go get him. It's cheap. And he'll probably ball out for the Orioles if he goes. So that brings me to the trades. So some names that I left out here. So Casty, trade him. Who cares what we get back?
So are you needing that contract?
No. We don't need anything back in return. Just trade him.
Well, no. What I'm saying is the salary. It's like he's $20 million this year. Are you trading him and you're eating the $20 million?
I'm saying the team that's receiving him's eating the $20 million because we're not getting anything back.
We're not getting anything back.
We can take some random Joe Smith from their single A club.
Box of moldy
Casty needs to go. His contract needs to go. Another person, Taiwan, see ya. Get that contract off the books. Boom, no place for you anymore. We could probably get some kind of pitching, like bullpen guy out of him.
Yeah.
He's still obviously not on a contract. He's just in arbitration every year. So
and it's $10 million.
He's a free agent in 2027.
Yeah, but I don't think that
this is his last year of arbitration.
Eligibility. So I don't care what the signings that I have projected. I think it kind of replaces what we would actually need out of trade partners. But I think it just makes sense to move him at this point. Another person, I just think that the Philly crowd's never going to let him live it down. Kirkering, you got to go, bud.
It's tough because he's still on his.
He's very young.
820.
Yeah, he's very young, very cheap. Yeah. I don't think he's ever going to recover from it. And Philly is not the place for
24 years old.
Oh man, if he ever throws a ball misplaced and they could be up 7 runs, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, here we fucking go again!" Like he can't even throw to first base.
So I don't see a spot for him back because I just don't think he's going to ever be able to live that down.
Yeah.
I would love to see it because he is a good kid. Like, he's young. He made obviously an incredible mistake.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that it's going to be able to work
You
with the
don't give
media and
Philly
the
fans
fans.
credit at all.
Dude, we're assholes.
Yeah.
We are.
I if
Yeah.
I
It's because you
see
got
him
Brock like behind third base, just yelling at all of our
Yeah.
players,
Oh,
pissing off the
I was
entire
yelling at the
section.
one that he's talking about. We
Yeah.
both said to get rid of. I was yelling at.
So, the bench at this point would be bring up Aiden Miller, bring up Crawford, you keep Otto Kemp, keep Marshawn, keep Edmundo Sosa.
Mhm.
So you have some flexibility in there. Not many of those guys are outfielders. Kemp played a little bit of outfield.
I was going to say, what are you doing with Marsh? Marsh is
He's going to
arbitration
be
eligible too.
starting in left.
Okay, so Marsh is coming back.
Trey, Bryson are all coming back.
Yeah.
So, and then the starting rotation: Wheeler, Sanchez, Luzardo, Bieber, Nola. Again, Bieber, if you can't get him, Bueller.
Mhm.
Relief pitching: Duran, Strom, Banks, Painter. Bring him up. Let's see what the fucking kid has. Tired of hearing about it. Let's see what he got. Sir Anthony, keep Alvarado. I think Dabrowski kind of hinted that they were looking to. He's an asshole, but just keep him. And then I don't know, Seth Johnson.
Yeah, you might be able to get a discount with Luzardo too, just because of the fuck up.
Alvarado, yeah,
or Alvarado. What'd I say?
Luzardo.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
So
Alvarado.
that's my perfect postseason or off season for the Phillies. We'll see if they're willing to open up the paychecks.
Yeah, or
we'll
the
see.
payroll. Yeah.
Yeah, payroll.
So, all right. Well, I think I went a little bit more than both of you on just kind of the breakdown, but yeah. So let's start off with the first big move I think they need to do, and this is going to kind of solidify what goes on. So we're going to trade Nick Castellanos. Castellanos. Yeah. No, it's making fun of one of the radio guys. Castellanos. We're going to trade him to Baltimore. We're going to combo him with Justin Crawford and probably another piece so Crawford right now is the number 3 prospect in our system. Outfielder, obviously Nick's an outfielder. We're going to trade them both to Baltimore, and we're getting Adley Rutschman. So
figured that's who you were going to say in return.
That's what I was thinking. When you said Crawford, I was like, oh, this must be Adley.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to eat half of his contracts. We're going to eat $10 million. We're going to sign Rutschman to a 7-year deal, about $98 million. So the first year of his deal is going to be $7 million. So we're going to take a little discount. Yeah. Well, no, it's $7 million for the first year, and then he's going to make 16 and a third the next. The remainder of his, but that's going to help offset the Casty deal. So now our catcher is Rutschman, and then I'm going to keep Marshawn as Marshawn and Stubbs are still going to be on the roster. I'll put that way.
Stubbs just needs to be a coach.
Well, he can for what he's making. I mean, he's only making $925,000.
Yeah, but he's a roster spot.
He is, but he can also be still opted down to the minors and stuff. So between him and Marshawn, so Marshawn and Rutschman will be my catchers. So obviously that clears up our left field position. So just getting into the outfield, when it comes to Harrison Bader, obviously opted out. I want to extend him. I'm looking at 3 years, 24 mil. So about $8 million, but it's going to give him some
3 years.
3 years of a home that you can actually play in. You're not being shopped around at trade deadline. So I think you might be able to get him at a little bit of a discount as opposed to what he might see. I mean, I think it looks like his deal this year was $5 million, but that might have just been what they had from what was left from the Twins.
Yeah.
So he's 31. I mean, that's taking him to about 34, 35. So he'll be center. Left field, what I would do is I am going after left field. I'm going to keep it as the Marsh, and I'm actually bringing Kepler back on another 1 year.
Boo.
1 year, $8 million. Bringing Kepler back. The other big signing, we're going after Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, I figured.
So
after
I've been
off-season or
in-season talk. Yeah. So I'm signing him 8 years for $240. So basically $30 million a year.
Yeah.
That's going to be your right fielder for the foreseeable future. Kind of what you guys were mentioning before about Schwarber, letting him go. And, because I think, like you guys said, it's going to cost too much. He's going to want too many years. I think going into this year, it was kind of like all right, if we extended him, it'd be like 2 years. 2 years probably would be the best, maybe he overachieved and then it goes into a 3. I think he's overachieved, and now he's looking at like a 5 years based on, people's needs outside of the Phillies organization.
Yep.
So I want Kyle Tucker. He's going to be, I mean, he's only 28 years old. So between him and Rushman's 27, Tucker's 28. Basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to build the next core that we can watch over the next 7 years.
Yeah.
Centered around Turner, Harper, you already have, and some of the other guys that you're going to extend. So this gives us another 6-7 year plan of, all right, now we got guys at 6-7.
Sorry. I just couldn't. I couldn't help it.
Children.
Not sure if it was caught in the camera, but
I didn't even know I did that. So Brock just did the gesture. So
I don't
for all
dude, I hear it, and I'm just
for
like,
all of our middle school and high school listeners, you're welcome. So no, that's going to give us a team that we can watch for the next however many years. So Kyle Tucker now be your right fielder, center field would be Bader, left field would be a platoon between Marsh and Kepler. Obviously, we have Harper Turner. I'm bringing Stott back. Stott I have as just a $5.5 million. He's arbitration eligible, so you still have control for him. So it's basically whatever he fits into that argument. I'm bringing your boy back. Boom's going to play third base for us because I think the money that we're going to have to spend is going to go to Tucker and others. So Boom being at a discount, he's still under contract, so arbitration eligible. I'm figuring about 10 million there is what he's going to get out of arbitration. Next year, he'll be a free agent in 2027. That's when we can look into more third base options at that point. Who else do I have here? Taiwan Walker's going to remain on the roster. I'm not worried about trading him. I want him to basically just fill innings, kind of what he did this year, and just be a guy. You already have him on the roster. Don't worry about trying to
Move him.
Yep. Jose Alvarado, I will actually extend him. I'm going to sign him 3 years, 18 mils. So it's going to be $6 million a year, kind of going into that. All right, you fucked up. We're going to give you a little bit of a discount, but we're going to sign you for 3 years. He's going to be our lefty addition into the bullpen, or not really addition, but he's going to be that lefty that we didn't have in the postseason addition.
Hopefully there's some clauses in that contract.
Yeah. I'm also bringing back here Walker Buehler. 2 years, 24 mil. So I figured 12 million a year. Not the 20 million that he got with Boston, but more than what the 10 million that he's been working with over the last few years. Gives him 2 years, a little bit more, comfort there. Let's see what else I have here. Talked about Kepler, Strom. He's arbitration eligible. 7.5 is what I have him down for. Duran's 8 million. That was basically from the contract there. Sosa will be back as a bench guy at 7.5. Marsh
Does he make that much?
I think that's arbitration eligible, and I was just figuring based on the numbers that they were kind of projecting.
Yeah,
last year he made 3 million, and I was like, they had him projected at like 10, and I'm like, dude, he's the bench guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me kind of cut it in half just to see where it sits.
Maybe on the open market he can get 10.
He might. Yeah, that's where I was.
A bench guy, I don't think it.
So I have him at 7.5. It's actually expensive for a bench guy.
Yeah.
Marsh, and then the rest of our guys. So our starting lineup, you'd have Rushman as catcher, Harper at first, Trey at short, Stott second, Bohm at third. Then your kind of bench platoon would be Kemp and Sosa. Marchand will be our backup catcher. Right field, you have Tucker, Bader in center, Marsh in left with Weston Wilson and Kepler as your outfield bench. And then in the rotation, have Nola, Wheeler, Sanchez. We're bringing up Painter, and we're going to extend Luzardo. I don't know if I said that. So Luzardo, similar to what you guys say, I want to lock him in now. So I'm going 5 years, 75 mil. So it's about 15 million now, kind of along the Sanchez thing. Well, let's try to lock him in early. So I'll take him to about 32. But that gives you a guy for that same time frame that you have your Tuckers, your Rushmans, and so he's going to round out the rotation. And then the other pitchers, Walker, as I mentioned, Alvarado, Duran will be back, Strom will be back, Kirkgreen's going to be back just based on the fact that he doesn't cost a lot.
Yeah.
Tanner Banks, he doesn't cost a lot. I'm bringing Gage Wood up from the minors.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
the
He
kid
pitched in the college. I think he's ready. Like, bring him up. It gives you another arm in the bullpen. Obviously I mentioned Bueller, and the other thing I kind of accounted for in my overall, because I actually looked at what I wanted the total payroll to be versus what it was last year. And I'm sure I'm missing shit, just because this isn't my day-to-day job. But
Yeah.
I have miscellaneous in here. A lot of it's the 10 million that we're eating of Casty, but it's also the other arbitration eligible players that you're going to have to sign. So I accounted for about 25 million there. So that brings the overall salary of 300 and basically 302. And last year, do you guys want to take a guess of where they were at roughly?
Probably like 340.
So this doesn't take into bonuses or incentives or anything,
Okay.
but it's just like the base salaries, I think. But based off of, I think it was Sport Track.
I would say like 321.
So last year they were 308.
Oh.
So I'm actually at a discount of about 7 million with all of those moves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm looking at for the off season. We'll see. I think we all kind of have a general plan that's similar
Yeah.
of keeping the majority of the core. We have a couple pieces here that were, I think that obviously the big questions, which everybody's asking, is where Schwarber go? What do they do with him? JT's the other big question. I think we're all in agreement that Casty's going to go.
Yep.
We're in agreement that Bones goes.
Yeah, but it's like
No, I know.
I would love to have I would
yeah.
love to have Bregman. I looked at Bregman. I also looked at Bellinger. Like I'm intrigued with Bellinger too, because him and Tucker have very similar stats. Bellinger's a little older and
He gets hurt more.
he gets hurt more, but he also he has
He's
a higher
cheaper.
WAR. He has a higher actually I think he's gonna be more expensive. Well, no, he'll be cheaper in the
Bellinger will
long
be
run
cheaper
just
than
because he's
Tucker,
older.
yeah.
Yeah. But he's got a better WAR than Tucker, and he actually has better offensive stats in his career. But I think a lot of it's because he's 2 years in.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, he opted out on his deal, but the Yankees are probably going to be willing to pay him more to bring him back because he played well last year for them.
Yeah.
So it's not
He's another
necessarily
guy
that
that's
he's
bounced
going to be.
around from team to team to team to team.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with him. But again, the injury concerns are a real thing with Bellinger.
Mhm.
But I just think if you can find a way to get production out of right field, because Casty, since he's been a Philly, just hasn't produced, right?
Yeah.
Like there was a post that I just saw a little bit ago. When he was with the Reds, he was batting like 284 with like 60 or so home runs, 100 and somebody RBIs.
Yeah, that was the guy we wanted.
He's a
Yeah,
double
and the
machine,
guy
too.
we got
Yeah.
was batting 260 with probably 40 home runs and maybe 112 RBIs or something. Like it's
Oh, and
just
it's like
he hasn't produced out of right field, and he's the worst fielder in the past
not
7 years
based
of baseball.
not based on his
Based on
fielding
last- yeah,
percentage.
Yeah.
His 1,000 fielding percentage.
And he
but
just became a head case. Once you become
Well,
that, it's like
he wants to go at Topper. I
Yeah.
mean, and the funny thing, if you think about it, over the last, let's say two postseasons, he's the one that's come up with the most clutch hits.
yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
But-
because it's like we kill the guy.
Yeah.
But it's and even some of the defensive plays.
The sliding
the
catches
sliding
that he
catch that he's
makes.
always known
Yeah.
for. I mean, he makes them.
Even the
Yeah.
play the one year where he caught it in foul territory and threw the dude out. We're like, we
Yeah.
were just like, don't catch that.
But
I was like,
he
okay.
shows up when
Yeah.
he was also the guy. It's like, hey, it's hard to get up for every game, especially in the regular season. So
Yeah.
we were like, dude, you can't say
But
that.
then he also said, "Oh, the fans are kind of like the wind behind our sails, and then when we're
And
playing
then
bad, they make it hard for us to sail."
Yeah,
they're in our
because you
face, yeah,
fucking aren't
we're in our face.
producing.
Yeah.
There's an easy way to fix this.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll obviously see what they're gonna do. I think they have a lot of big decisions. I guess I wouldn't be disappointed if they kind of kept the core because, as we mentioned, they were
I think
a
if they run
couple
it back, that's just a
instances.
mistake. Just
Yeah.
run it back, everybody the same, pretty much, and just pluck around 2 players from the out.
It's just we'd be going on year 4,
Of
5
this,
of
yeah.
this at
Well, and
this
every
point,
going into
and
this season, everybody was like, "All right, if this is the year, if they don't do it, like blow it up."
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's kind of like
they already pissed off Harper, so that's not a
Yeah.
great start.
well, yeah.
Yeah, we
I don't
haven't
think
even got
any of
into that.
us.
We
I
didn't
don't
really
think
get
any
into
of
that,
us
did we?
talked about
Yeah.
like giving him a sorry bump or sorry
Sorry,
extension.
Bryce, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I since we just said I won't talk long, but I know that Dombrowski, what he said, I think he was trying to say, like, you don't know what we're gonna get because it's next year. Like, but when he said the word, like, I don't know if Harper could be elite, I was like,
Just
Harper is the whole
don't say that.
Yeah, don't say that. Yeah,
Well,
it's like
see, I think
he's the one that you've built this entire thing around. He came here, and everybody else you've gotten is because they want to play with Harper. So you say
Yeah.
that, and then Harper was just like, "What the fuck was that?" Like,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
so I guess to go against that, Dombrowski's not the guy that brought Harper here.
no,
It was
no,
Middleton. So
right,
he
Yeah.
kind of just inherited Harper being here. And I think it's 100% just him going against the agent saying, "Yeah, I don't think Harper's a elite player anymore
Yeah.
because we don't want to have to extend him." We
Yeah,
talked
they
about
don't have to
this
offer
2
more
years
money.
ago,
Right, exactly.
where he wanted an extension, and they were like, "Oh, well, is he pissed off? Is he upset he didn't get his extension? Is that why he's not playing well?"
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it's kind of like, all right, Dombrowski's putting his point of view out in the media of, "Yeah, we'll see if he ever becomes elite again," and then you come back and it's like, all right, Harper's like, well, or Harper's agent basically came, or Boris came out, and he was like basically rattling off the numbers of
Mhm.
him. He's like, yeah, he's still top 10 in basically all offensive categories, even being hurt,
Yeah.
not even
He
playing
missed
all
like
the
a
year.
month this year and still was the
So
second like
I
number one. Like,
wonder, and then like Dombrowski kind of walking back his statement shortly after that. I wonder how much of that was Middleton basically saying, "Dude, what the fuck are you doing?"
yeah, like
That's
yeah.
exactly what it was.
Exactly, definitely was like, dude, don't
It's like
what the fuck,
he's
don't
our
piss off
guy.
Harper.
To your
Yeah,
point, it's like he's our guy that brought this stadium that's full
yeah.
and all these players that want to play here.
Those players that
He's
come,
the
they want to
guy
play with
that.
him. Yeah,
Just
So
look around the
don't
stadium, see how
piss him
many
the
number
fuck off.
threes you have on the
Right.
fans' backs.
I mean, I'm
Exactly.
one of those examples. I didn't like Harper when he was in. As soon as he joined us, number 3 jersey was bought immediately. I'm like, dude, I'm all in on this dude being on this squad. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, bring us something.
And kind of to his point, like he made his contract to where he would be here forever. So
Yeah.
having this trade talk and all that, like he's like, I didn't sign up for this. This isn't
Yeah.
what I signed up for.
And it's not just what he does on the field; it's what he does just in general of Philly. Like he's just like, I fucking love it here. He's like,
Yeah.
I put everything in my ability to be here to play for this city. So
for
he's
the
just,
rest of my
so
career.
to say that he won't be a leader like he's like, fuck you, dude. Like I'm putting every single ounce of my effort into this
Yeah.
team.
And
Like,
I wonder how much of Middleton behind the scenes, we're just speculating here, of dude, shut the fuck
it
up.
had to be 100%.
It's
Yeah,
like
he's
to
like,
Dombrowski, like, all right, well, I kind of know my place in the hierarchy of this organization of Middleton, obviously Harper, which we've always kind of like joked about him being the mini GM.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, he
Getting
gets
his
got
boy
some of his buddies
Stott,
here.
getting,
Yeah,
some of the other
I think
guys.
he's
Like
more than just a
they,
mini GM at this
yeah, I
point.
think.
yeah, I mean, they ask him, it's like Whit Merrifield was he
Yeah.
talked about Whit Merrifield. He's like, yeah, I think he'd be a great addition. So like they run things through Bryce, I think, before they actually go and make moves. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting offseason for sure. I think they do need to retool, and
Yeah.
I think we all kind of have the plan for it. So we'll see what comes to
There's gonna be
fruition.
one domino that falls, and then we'll see exactly how the rest of it goes. Like,
Yeah. Well, it depends where Schwarber
Yeah.
signed, because I think that's the big domino
Mhm.
of
Yeah.
if he signs elsewhere, then it's like, all right, what do you fill in that spot
Who
with?
gets more money, Ranger or Schwarber?
I'm gonna go Schwarber. And
I think Ranger.
the reason why I'm going Schwarber is because, and let me pull this back up. Ranger, I believe, is 30 years old. Ranger 29. So 29, 30. He's already got back issues. I mean, that's kind of
So
hindered
good in the
him.
playoffs,
He
though.
is,
I
but
know. Yeah.
he's already had back issues over the last 2 years to where he hasn't pitched an entire season. And I wouldn't want to extend him long term because of that.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I'm letting him walk on my kind of GM plan of let somebody else pay him if he's great there, fine. That's something that I'll eat because I know the opposite of that. And if it comes down to it, and these back issues continue, injuries continue, like
Yeah.
you're not going to get that 5 years. So I think that fact is the reason what's going to hold him back. And Schwarber, I think somebody's going to overpay for Schwarber.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just feel it's a good discussion, right? Like
Yeah.
I
I mean,
just
what do you
I
thought?
think I
It's
think
my
Ranger's
point.
gonna get paid more because he's a starting pitcher
Yeah.
Yeah.
versus because he's gonna get more years. And obviously Schwarber, he's a home run hitter. Like that's what he is.
Mhm.
He takes walks, he hits home runs. He put up very good numbers in the contract year. Put the Phillies in a tough spot, right?
Yeah. No.
But he also put us in the 2 seed in the playoffs. So
Yep.
um I think it's more so that it's just Rangers been so good in the playoffs, and that's what teams are going to start focusing on is who's producing late in the year. He's shown that is a good fielder.
Right.
How he hasn't won a Gold Glove, I don't get. If it's still like an inning requirement, I don't know what it is, but he's just never up there. But this dude's the calmest fielder I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like Kirkering and him are like the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how calm Ranger is out there. He's like Cliff Lee. But I just think that I think pitchers get paid more than DHs do.
Yeah.
So I think Ranger will probably end up getting more total money. But again, Ranger hasn't been paid yet. So like overall, Schwarber's probably going to obviously have a larger career earning than Ranger. But we'll see.
Yeah. So Brock, you agree?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I had something in my freaking eye was messing me up. I was trying to. No, I would say Rangers definitely could get more money. Yeah, I'm along those lines of that. It's just because of the position, and Schwarber's just
And Schwarber, don't go to the fucking Mets.
Yeah,
You're better than that, dude.
I have a feeling the Mets are just gonna like, all right, we're picking off every Philly that they let go.
Come on, man.
And then they
You
see
can't
him
do that.
however many times.
They're gonna be like, "Here's 10 years and $200 million."
Yeah, we're gonna pay you.
Soto, give us
not
some of your
worth-
money.
Here's the Bobby
It's not
Bonilla
worth
deal.
it.
Yeah.
Imagine him living in New York City.
Oh God,
We'll defer all your
Fucking
money.
hate it.
We'll defer all your
He
money.
doesn't even
to
live in
somewhere
Philly. I think
else.
he lives in Jersey.
oh, he still lives in Cincinnati. But yeah. So yeah, obviously, we'll see what ends up happening. I'm looking forward to exciting off season. I think there's a lot of big names out there that
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure.
the Dodgers can't sign everybody again, right?
They're gonna try.
We'll
Though.
see.
They might.
What Glassnow and Snell say? If you can't beat them, join them.
Oh
That's
man,
not a great thing
they
to
might.
see.
They might get your guy Tucker. That might be their right fielder.
Yeah,
So
there you go. Well, then we go after Bellinger. So
yeah, they guess. Yeah.
we got backup plans for everything. So, but yeah, as we mentioned last week, getting into the winter sports, our Sixers continue. Well, some of our Sixers
I say.
continue to play well. They're 5-1. Their only loss was to the Celtics. It's one of those stupid
NBA
play-in
Cup
tournament.
games.
Yeah. Is that what they call it now? The
NBA Cup.
So crazy that's already started. It's like
I don't
not
get
into
it.
5. I don't. It's like
Second
into
week of
5
the
games. I'm
season.
like, what are we doing?
So clearly the Celtics were like, yo, we got to win this championship because we don't know if we're going to make the other one. So, yeah, they ended up beating the Sixers 108-109. But, they keep, the Wizards, they beat them 139-134. They beat the Nets 129-105. They're currently playing the Bulls tonight.
Up 57-39 right now.
Which is insane.
Which,
the
The Bills, are they undefeated still?
No, because the Knicks beat them on Sunday.
Got it.
Yeah.
McCain's making his
We
debut
lost
today.
that Friday. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Sixers are getting some contributions. I think that Watford kid had a good game against the Nets.
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes, showing him on TV
good,
right now. He's been actually like very good.
Mhm.
So exciting to see that. But
Well, and I think the best thing of all, like in my mind, is Paul George hasn't played at all.
Yeah.
Well,
you
who
have
knows
Embiid,
when?
you have
or if.
Embiid that's played. Okay, so they're 5-1. I'm pretty sure he's already sat 3 games.
He's played the night so far.
Yeah, but they have a back to back, so he's not going to play tomorrow.
Yeah.
But like he's averaging about 20 minutes. I think that's kind of like the timetable, and I'm like, I'm good with it. So the fact, like, remember last year, like if Embiid didn't play or Paul George didn't play or Maxey didn't play, it's just lost.
Terrible,
Like they started out so bad in the early part of the year. So the fact that they're 5-1, Embiid's kind of played, let's say, a third of the games that they've played, and PG hasn't played at all.
Yeah.
You have some promising looking guards.
And you got McCain coming back tonight, so we don't know what you're gonna get out of him, but he's back.
Yeah, but at least it gives you it gives you another guard to where you don't have to play Maxey every freaking 50 minutes of the game. So it's exciting to watch, honestly. I know, Brock, you're not a Sixers fan.
Yeah, for my next followers, we're 4-3, so it's early. But, right we did play the Bulls back to back.
Well, we haven't played you guys yet, right?
No, and we split with the Bulls. We did give them their first loss of the year though, so we had that.
There you go. I think they're tied. Yeah, they're tied with us, both 5-1. So yeah, and then the Flyers, about kind of what we thought they were going to be, about a 500 team. So last time we talked, they won 2 games, lost 2 games. They're able to beat the Pens in a shootout, beat Nashville 4-1, but not a good weekend. They ended up losing to Toronto 5-2, and Calgary 2-1. So they're playing Montreal on the road tonight.
4-3 right now.
Losing 4-3.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, it's going to be one of those things where they're going to be about a 500 team. They might be on the brink of the playoffs, but I mean, in all honesty, I was talking to a buddy of mine that I work with about the Flyers. He's a big Flyers fan, and I was like, their top pick that they drafted this year is playing in college right now, and they have probably another generational talent playing for Penn State right now. And it's like, all right, do you lose so you can try to, possibly have a shot at bringing this kid in too? But
that's what always confused me about hockey. Like and the same with they draft these people and you don't see them for a couple years. I'm just like, I don't know what that kid's capable of. I was like, we'll just see it sometime down the road. Be like, hey, don't worry, we have this guy. I'm like, that's cool. Like we suck right now. It'd be nice to have.
Well, it's like a lot of it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, I bring it up every week that we talk about the Flyers, but it's like I can't watch them unless they're on.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I have the same issue. I can't see them.
Wait till Monday night.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have ESPN, so I'm good. Yeah.
We're all going to Brock's house.
I'll be at the bowling alley. I'll be at the bowling alley Monday anyway.
Oh, well, we're going to go to Brock's house, watch the game.
I say I have DirecTV.
I might have to come to the bowling alley.
There you go. So let's get into NFL. Speaking of the Birds, so the Birds are on a bye this week. But we can go over our Week 9 results, starting with Thursday. So the Ravens played the Dolphins. Curb stomped them.
Yeah,
28
Lamar
to 6.
return.
Yeah,
That game was gross. Miami's GM got mutually agreed upon to part ways the next day.
Yeah.
Tua still going to be their quarterback, I believe,
and they're still going to keep
And they're keeping
McDaniels as their
McDaniel.
coach the rest of the year. I don't see how
That's
that
kind
makes
of
any
weird
sense.
how, like, usually it's a GM and coach that
They
go at
should
the
have
same
just done
time,
both
so
at the same time.
but they're probably like, "All right, this is obviously a wash season," you know?
Yeah, I mean, you lose Tyreek in week, 3?
Yeah.
And
You
he
fire
was the knee.
McDaniels
was
week
trying to get on,
17,
so
and you basically open
Yeah.
yourself up to all of the coaching opportunities.
Once you start seeing other coaches get fired,
Yeah.
Miami's going to fire McDaniel. It's going to happen,
Yeah,
and
he's
they're
not
just
gonna
going to
last the
be
whole
the
year. There's
first
just no way.
one. They're probably going to be one of the first teams to jump on hiring a new coach.
But I was gonna say, just going along those lines, who's the first coach that gets fired?
I
Is
would
it Daboll?
I would say
I don't
maybe
think Daboll
Cincinnati.
because I think they like Daboll and Dart.
I think
Zach Taylor and
Zach
Cincy.
Taylor gets because his
But I mean,
the
it's Joe
problem is
Burrow.
what,
It's,
but I mean, but also too that defense is gonna get
That's
like
not his
it's
fault.
no, but it's like I don't. They were
That's
talking
the
about
GM's
they were
fault.
talking about today saying like they think it's just gonna happen. Like that's gonna be one of the first firings because it's just I mean they've already got the drama with the team the players talking shit about each side. You see that where Chase Brown said, we score a touchdown
40
with
points, yeah.
with 40 seconds left. He's like, win the fucking game. He's like,
Well,
get
you got
out
a
and
guy
put
that
it
doesn't
so we
wrap a dude up.
yeah, he's like, go in
It's
victory
going for the big hit.
formation and we fucking win it, you know. And then Jamar Chase was like, I'm not gonna say anything. Like, I don't want a defensive guy coming at me if I had like 2 catches.
Right.
You know, so he was like,
But
I'm just gonna stay over here.
that's the
Well,
same
that's the
comment
veteran
that
of him.
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau also said the same thing
Yeah.
with the Giants.
Yep.
You know, like
Yeah.
one fucking stop is all we need, right?
Yep. Exactly.
So it's similar situation. I just don't think that since they have Joe Burrow as a reason as to why they're so bad.
No, yeah, I
Like,
just think there's gonna be
that
some
they're not
firings
going to
though, for
fire
sure.
him.
Yeah.
I don't know about Vegas. I don't know about New York Jets. Like Aaron Glenn, they finally got a win.
It's his first
but-
year, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
bad. And then they just got rid of like his 2 best defensive players.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So
So
we
I-
haven't got to that yet, but I
Yeah,
mean, yeah.
well, we'll get to the trade
Yeah.
deadline, but
But I don't think Dable is going to go yet because
No.
Jackson Dart's there, and I think they're probably going to try and.
well, he's probably going to say, "Hey, this is finally the quarterback that I've wanted."
And then he's like, if I don't do Scatterbo and Neighbors, we're probably winning
Right.
some games. So he's
Exactly,
like, keep me
yeah.
around. Yeah.
But and then this also kind of goes into the thing of like, look at how many quarterbacks have been hurt this year already,
Yeah.
or benched already.
Yeah.
Like the quarterbacks, like if you don't start performing by week 4, you're done.
Yeah.
Like
Kyler Murray
Especially if they have rookies.
Kyler just lost his job.
Kyler just got benched too. Yeah. Soft
Yeah.
benching is what they're calling
soft benching.
Yeah.
Soft benching to heal his ankle, but they're saying it also could be
Nah.
48 weeks before he comes back. I'm like, that's pretty much the rest of the year if Jacoby continues to win.
Yeah.
So and then the Cleveland whole experience, maybe Stefanski gets fired.
Stefanski is moving plays to the offensive coordinator now. He did announce that today. He's
He
gonna
did that last year.
Yeah, I know, but he's doing it again. I'm like, oh,
How about you just put Shador in the game? And
Yeah, I don't know
Just
what
see
the
what he
kid
has.
Yeah.
Exactly.
because maybe he saves your job like Dart is saving Daboll. Maybe he's like, well, hey, I took Shador. Why not?
And actually, the first firing already happened because Tennessee already fired their
Oh,
coach.
that's right.
yeah.
Shit. Yeah. It's not even
Just thinking about the bad teams of football.
Yeah,
already. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
Jesus.
Speaking
that's
of
a
bad
weird
teams in
year.
football, exciting game though. Bears and Bengals. We kind of previewed it.
Good Lord. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Bears were able to come back with a last second touchdown.
Just don't tackle it.
Yeah.
I was surprised he took it in the end zone. I thought he was going to down it and like, all right, we're going to kick our field goal and not give them an opportunity
He
to
just
go
saw
down
the
the
end zone.
field.
I'm gonna
but
keep
They
running.
needed the touchdown, didn't they?
No, they won 47-42.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he could have just went down. Like they were trying to get in field goal range.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
could have
yeah,
just went down and
He
at
probably
the
looked at the
2-yard
monitor.
line.
He
He's a
probably has a
rookie, man. He
probably has a
Yeah.
screen in
He
front of him.
wants
He's probably
100%.
like, wait a minute, I got time. I can make it. Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Vikings and Lions. This was a surprise. McCarthy coming back and actually performing well. 27-24 victory over the Lions.
Yep.
Panthers and Packers. Panthers came up with a big win that helps the Eagles
Jordan
out.
Love looked like shit, dude.
See, and it's kind of what we talked about. Jordan Love is either really good or he's really fucking bad, and there's a lot of times that he's really fucking bad.
He looked as bad as his
They
helmet
lost
they had
Tucker
on.
Kraft
And Tucker
for the
Kraft
year.
out for the year. Yep.
Yep.
RIP to my fantasy team.
So we'll get into our upcoming matchup with them. But yeah, Chargers over Titans 27-20. I think that's closer than what we thought.
I think they had
closer than we expected.
a punt return or something like that. They
Yeah,
kept
I
them.
think
Yeah,
it was
they had it.
it was a kick return.
Kick return. Yeah, one of the special
return.
teams kept them in a little bit. Yeah.
Falcons kept this game a lot closer than we thought it was going to be.
I still don't know how to read what the Falcons
I
are
know.
going to do.
Yeah,
It's every other week.
3 touchdowns from Jake London. Like what? Like okay, and then 1 week they're doing nothing on offense. It's just
right.
Very strange.
So Patriots come away with the win there, stay safe 7-2. Niners beat the Giants 34-24. Steelers end up beating the Colts, which somebody had. Did I have that? Or Brock had it. That's
because I said there'd be a dud game eventually. I didn't think it'd be 6 turnovers, but I was like,
that was
terrible.
Ugly.
So yeah, 27-20 Steelers and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, we'll hear how good I did in a minute here.
Yeah. Broncos against the Broncos.
Yeah,
Broncos over the Texans 18-15.
Like, that was another terrible game.
Dude, the Broncos offense just looks like they do enough to win, but they do just bare enough. They're like, all right, our defense is holding them to 15. We're only going to score 18. Our defense holds them to 24. We're going to score 30.
They knocked CJ Stroud out. Davis Mills
literally
was in the game, and they still only won by a last-second field goal.
Yeah. Jaguars over the Raiders, another final in overtime, 30-29.
A new record field goal, 68 yards.
68 yards. Rams over the Saints, 34-10. I think we all kind of figured that. Bills Chiefs. Bills come away with the win at home, 28-21. Seahawks Commanders, 38-14. Jaden Daniels has a gruesome injury. So if you guys don't like things going the wrong way, don't check it out.
Lord, that was awful looking.
Yeah, his elbows are fucked.
Yeah.
Before the injury, maybe it'll put it back.
Yeah, we were talking.
I don't know. That dude's got weird elbows, but that went the wrong way. I didn't watch that game, but I did follow it to see like the score, and what was it, 28-0 at half or 28-7 at half?
It was 34 though. It was like 38-7 when he was still in there. They were like, "What are we?" Oh, but Darnold had like
he was balling. He was like
perfect.
No incompletions for the first half.
He was going off.
He said a teammate brought it up in the locker room. He's like, I won't name him, but someone brought up that I was perfect, and then I ended up not being. So I was like,
the Washington defense.
Yeah,
they're not good.
They lost Lattimore for the rest of the season, and they lost Luke McCaffrey. He broke his collarbone. So they're losing people everywhere.
And to round out the NFC East, the Cowboys laid a dud against the Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals. So all in all, it's a good week for the Eagles.
Now we're the 1 seed.
So
we're the 1
I'm actually going to do something
we won on the bye week
before, and I'm going to take a break real quick. But if you guys want to continue to talk, feel free.
Yeah, I'll fill in the piece about our records. So our picks last week. So Brian, you went 8-6. Brock, you went 11-3. I went 9-5. So the season totals for this, Brian is tied with Brock. So you guys are tied for second.
Tied for
82-50, and I'm 84-48.
Okay, so two game difference. Well, I came back though. So
you had a great week. 11-3. That's awesome.
Like I said,
Detroit, Green Bay.
Green Bay. We never thought either. And then I didn't think Dallas laid a dud at home like that. So it's definitely.
Who do you think has a worse defense, Dallas or Washington?
Dallas is pretty bad. Yeah, I mean Washington hasn't looked like this was the first week they really looked like a blowout kind of thing. But I mean Dallas has had multiple weeks where look what they did with Russell Wilson. Like they've had multiple weeks where they've been getting blown out.
40
but I thought their offense would at home would carry, and that's why they normally do pretty
100% agree. I mean the game was only a little bit close because they had a blocked punt.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I didn't get to watch the game.
That was the first half. It was like 10-7, and after that, it was all Cardinals.
Yeah, and then they had late opportunity to make it a game.
Yeah.
And then Javonte Williams fumbled.
And I guess one of the Cardinals players was like Javonte's ass. Like they got caught on audio saying that, and I was like, well, he's not been ass, but I mean they were.
And then Dak threw a pick late in the game. So they did have opportunities to try and make it an actual real game, and
the Cardinals drafted well on defense. Their one rookie is playing pretty good. The defensive line, I forget his name, but they just said it yesterday.
We talk about Kyler, right?
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett's playing good in the offense there.
Yeah. I mean, even the offensive weapons like McBride especially, but even Harrison, they look better with Jacoby in there.
Yeah.
Because the offense is set up for a pocket quarterback, and Murray's just I don't know. I think he's
he's probably first, second read, and then he's gone.
Yeah, right.
He like scrambles. He misses
maybe
guys.
He can't see. I think he's a little too short.
Yeah.
Like,
it's probably the same stuff we talk about with Jalen of just
he's like
going through his projections.
Right. It's
progressions.
my left.
But I mean, like to you guys' point with Jacoby Brissett, I mean, Flacco looks pretty good in that Cincinnati offense, and it's the same offensive line that Burrow was using. So it, I don't know. It's funny to see how these quarterbacks just come into these situations, and maybe it is just
Jacoby's had a
not
knack for
dumbing
doing
it
that,
down,
though.
but maybe it's like, all right, I'm playing to the offense, not just kind of my skill set.
Yeah. But again, just surprised that Dallas ended up taking the L there last night, but they did have opportunities to come.
And all three of us had them, so it was just like,
yeah. So I heard that me and Brock are tied now. Cameron, how many games do you have up on us?
I am up 2 games on you guys.
2 games, so still close. And the unfortunate thing, I said in our chat, I was like, man, I let Brock go first too, so I could have even I could have cheated off of my.
Look what I could have done. I mean, Green Bay and Detroit losing those. The Minnesota game maybe, but the Green Bay loss, like I could have almost had a perfect week. Like I could have had one of those. Like
those things are unheard of.
Yeah, I mean,
I was close.
Hindsight, obviously.
Right. Yeah. I'm just saying, like we didn't think those would turn out that way. I mean,
coming from a guy that did have a perfect week one time.
McCarthy had a soft benching, and then he's out there beating Detroit. Like I'm like, okay.
Did we want to touch on the trades now?
Okay, so we're doing trades now.
So trade deadline was today for the NFL.
Yep, 4 o'clock.
Some moves going on during lunchtime, I believe, in Philly. We woke up to some good news.
Howie made some moves, kind of up to the trade deadline too. So
like the Michael Carter deal, corner depth. Obviously Jair Alexander from the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to think about that. Like it's one of those deals where like he's got the whole week to prepare, but he's been a healthy scratch for what 5 or 6 games, I think.
Yeah.
It's something weird.
It's like, is it something where he's been like a locker room issue, like, or he wasn't fitting the system, but I mean, you didn't really see him in the system,
or is he just not good?
Or is he just not good?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought I saw that he got burned.
He got
against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Like badly.
Yeah.
So
was it like Shakir? That kid's fucking fast.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But see, like, there's all this stuff online, like on Twitter and like TikTok, especially like the edits that they're showing the clips of him doing all the seatbelt stuff when he was in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, right, but there's something. He doesn't seem to be the same player because there's no way the Ravens would have been like, here you go for a 7th, and
he was a free agent for a while.
Yeah,
before he signed anywhere. So he finally signed somewhere, and then we also know how Vic Fangio likes to play his defense. If a guy's not performing, I don't care what the fuck the contract is. I don't care what the hell your name is. You're not going to play.
Right. And it's the other thing that confuses you is because, like, okay, you signed Carter, who's mostly a slot corner, but you have Cooper slot corner. Then you have
are they going to move Coop outside?
Are they going to move Coop outside? You got Jacorian Bennett, who still has not really been given a shot.
He's finally healthy,
right? But they mentioned that they want to give him a shot. Okay, so you give him a shot. Well, then Adoree should be gone. I don't know why he's still on the roster.
Maybe he will be.
Maybe he will be gone. Right?
But then I think they have to, make up. Like they have 2 roster spots that they have to.
Yeah, and then Nolan Smith, if he comes back in this,
right? That's the other one.
There's a spot there, and then obviously we got the new guy. What the hell? Phillips, right there. Sorry,
Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Phillips. Yeah. So obviously that's another defensive line help. We did need that. We got Brandon Graham,
3rd round pick.
That's for a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, I think we had a surplus of 3rd round picks.
Yeah, we're still.
We have the Jets 3rd, and we sent we sent
the worst of the but I think there's also like compensatory picks. We have
come in for
a couple 3. Well, not even just that, just the ones that we're going to have coming to us from the Josh Sweat, Milton Williams.
There's a couple of them coming in there.
So I think like those could be a 3, 4, 5 depending on how they end up doing.
But
Sweat's been having a really good year, so I mean that could turn into pretty good pick. And then similar with Jalen Phillips, if we don't end up signing him, he could turn into a compensatory.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's if they don't sign him, he becomes another contender.
It's a $1 million rental to have him on our team or something.
And the Dolphins are eating the majority of his contract.
And also he tore Achilles and ACL the last 2 years, whatever. So now he's like you said, he's $1 million rental, and he's been healthy so far, but the Dolphins have been bad. So now it's like you amp up yourself a little bit. You're like, hey, I'm on the Eagles now. Like, hey, 2 and 7. It's a team that does the rotation. It's not like he has to be the defensive end every time. Like they're going to swap in Hunt. They're going to swap in Graham Smith. Like he's got chances to get rest and come out there pretty good to go, full go.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think that was a good addition. I mean, there was a lot of talk going into today of Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
And just floating rumors of 1st round picks, Jalen Hunt.
Way too much. Yeah.
No, like 2 first-round picks, Jalen Hunt, and a 3rd round for Myles Garrett.
Oh, I thought they were talking about 3 first-round
I
picks
would
the
have
other
done
day or
3.
something. Like, that was
I would have done 3 also.
If you saw the other deals that we're probably going to touch on next, 3 first-round picks isn't that crazy of a.
No,
No, it's
right.
not.
No, I mean,
right.
Yeah,
And
you
then
talking about the stuff the other day. Yeah,
he's what, 27, 28 years old?
I
Might even
don't
be younger than
know
that. So, and then he's already signed. So you have a
But
edge rusher.
he would cost a lot of money. Then you got
He's already signed.
No, I know, but I mean, we'd be taking that on, wouldn't you think?
Yes,
No, we
yes,
100% would, but we would have a edge rusher for the foreseeable
Myles Garrett's
future.
29, so
29.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's still on the younger side of the ends compared to some of the other guys that have been out there, like your Hendricksons and stuff. I know we talked about him in the offseason, but
the offseason would
I
have
would
been
have
great
done
before he signed that huge ass contract.
Well, no, because you would have had to sign him too.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
I mean,
true. Yeah.
I'm fine with the contract. That was what you're gonna have to pay him anyway. But 3 first-round picks, if you think about it, and you're going to be competing, your first-round picks are in the 25 to 32 range.
Yeah. Right.
So basically a second-round pick, as they would say.
Yeah, second day pick, they call it.
Hopefully Jalen Phillips is a nice little rental for us, right?
Yeah. So it seemed like Howie was in on him, but I don't know if he necessarily, or it could have been just Cleveland was like, no, like we can't sell this guy. He's the only one that's keeping people coming to the stadium, probably.
And also to upset Diana Russi, or how you say her name, Rossini, AJ Brown is still an Eagle because he was never going to get traded.
Yep.
So
we can stop talking about that.
Stop talking about that. Yeah. Good Lord! Like every freaking day, she was tweeting. My source is saying, I'm like, shut up! Like
your source is AJ Brown.
Your source is who? Like who is it? Yeah, like you're talking like dumb shit right now. Like
So obviously, I think they needed to bolster the defense up a little bit. A lot of it's because of the players that, in my mind, left. I mean, you had to answer the edge because Sweat left.
Yep.
You had to answer the secondary because you couldn't bring back
Slay
or Rogers, and it's like, all right, well, we kind of saw this earlier in the season. Why didn't you? Like, you could have, in my mind, and they were talking about on the radio. It's like you sign these guys in the offseason, you don't have this issue. Now you have a bunch of picks that you could.
Yeah, I mean, Slay certainly isn't lighting the world on fire in Pittsburgh. Right?
Well, he's also older. I think the one with
is not good.
Rogers would have been the one that.
Rogers just would have been nice for what we've had.
What did we do against him, right?
Yeah, but what has he done against everybody else?
Yeah, I mean,
he had one good week.
He had another huge kickoff return or field goal block return.
I'm not upset about losing Isaiah Rogers.
I was. He was like he wasn't like on the top list, but you were losing Slay. I was like, hey, just.
I think if
you
look at what the cost was or the delta. So you sign Isaiah Rogers for $6 million, 2 years, 10, whatever the fuck the contract was.
Yeah.
Versus trading for Jacorian Bennett.
Like, what are we doing?
Signing it.
All this hype on Ringo that people had in the offseason, like it's his time. He's another Georgia kid who, doesn't. If he's been here all this time and still ain't been starting, he ain't shit probably.
I know that Jair was only a 7th, but it's like it's still another pick that you're having to try to fix something that you had a guy that you traded for him before his suspension, hoping that he would turn into the guy, and you only have him theoretically. It was a year, right?
Yeah. Because
of the suspension.
Yeah, because of that gambling suspension.
Like I said, I feel like I was telling my buddy earlier. I feel like obviously it's Q, and then I would say the way Vic has talked about Bennett, I think he's gonna give Bennett a lot of try this week to warm up, to coming up to this week.
I think bringing these guys in gives Vic options.
Yeah, it gives options. Yeah, and it makes him not have to use Ringo or Jackson at all. So like he's like, okay, maybe we'll start the game with Bennett. But Alexander will be like, well, he's been a healthy scratch, so he's ready, but he's just not fully ready. And then you go from there, and then the Carter guy, just come in his depth on a play where you maybe use more secondary than you do, So on a big coverage play,
So we'll see. What are some of the other?
So probably the biggest notable trade I would say of the whole deadline was Sauce Gardner being traded to the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets pretty much are selling. They got 2 first-round picks though, and a receiver, Adonai Mitchell. So
wasn't he a first-round pick?
Yeah, Donnie Mitchell.
So that's technically 3 first-rounders.
Yeah, so they and then because
we traded for a first-round receiver. It was a bum too. So we also turned around.
Yeah,
and we gave them Mechie, so they got another receiver.
So that's kind of what I was getting at, right? So like 3 first-round picks, you get Sauce Gardner. 3 first-round picks, you get Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
I'm in
right?
for that. Right. Yeah, I'm in for that.
Oh,
you're paying Myles Garrett a lot more, but
the pick might have been a miss, but again, Sauce Gardner's locked up too already. He already signed his contract. He signed in the offseason hoping that he would be a Jet for life, thinking that they would turn things around. Clearly, that's not the case.
Well, and it's like, look at this from the Jets' point of view. You're trading with the Colts, Sauce Gardner. Do you think the Colts are actually going to sustain this success?
I mean, hey, but that's a way to go. Oh, that's the way to go into it right now.
It might just be this year that okay, maybe they're in the 25 to 32 range of pick, but they certainly could fall off. I mean, Daniel Jones looked like Daniel Jones this weekend.
Yeah.
So maybe they aren't as good as everybody thought that they were. The thing that annoyed me about them is I did watch that game. It's like you have one of the best running backs in the league, and it's like you get down a little bit, and you're just like completely abandon the run.
Yeah.
TJ Watt had one of those games finally where he actually heard his name the whole game.
Yeah, but if you run the fucking ball, guess what?
No, I'm just saying, but no, he was disrupting it.
Daniel Jones doesn't lose the game.
He put his will on it for sure. To stay with the Jets, though, so they also traded to Dallas. They traded defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, who's under control until 28. So it's not a bad deal. But it's like they already had a good defensive lineman, and now they've got they're like, hey, get us the defensive lineman.
They traded Micah Parsons for Clark
and Quinnen Williams, and then they got Logan Wilson today too.
A first round out because it was 1 or 2 first rounds for
Quinnen. It's a 2027 first round, 2026 second round pick.
Yeah,
but they also traded away Mozzie Smith, who in the offseason people were saying that he was the Saquon stopper and he was like Jalen Carter of the Cowboys, and now
another former first round pick,
and now he's turned over to the Jets. Yeah, but the Jets are loading up on first round picks for the next 2 years. Because they're dog shit, those picks are going to be pretty.
Well, I mean, if you look at their team, it's like they need a quarterback because Fields isn't the guy.
Yep.
They won on a Breece Hall passing touchdown.
Yeah, and I'm surprised.
They didn't trade him. Exactly.
Yeah, he wanted money, so
he wanted out.
He tweeted something.
Kicking doors down.
Tweeted something today. I didn't get to see it because he deleted it, but he tweeted something like he was pissed off because they were trading everybody, and he was like, "Yeah."
Him and Garrett Wilson are just
wasting their careers in New York.
Yep.
So
another notable trade, Jacoby Myers, who did one out of Las Vegas at the beginning of the year, finally got moved to Jacksonville.
Gino keeps throwing to the other team.
Yeah.
Played good this last week.
Or he throws to Brock Bowers.
This last week, Brock Bowers comes back and he's like, "Oh, I got quarterback again."
And Jacksonville. Well, they lost Hunter for at least a month with the IR, so they went ahead and said, "Hey, we'll get Jacoby Myers. We'll throw him in here for more."
I mean, that division's. If the Colts,
if
this is really how Danny Dimes is going to be, then
that
division's open again.
Yep.
So I can see why Jackson was trying to make.
I mean, if I'm Steichen, I'm like Jonathan Taylor. We are continuing to give you the ball because I'm not even impressed with the receivers. Michael Pittman is an okay receiver. He's not even that.
I think he's good.
Alec Pierce is just
isn't that great.
A tall white guy that can't catch.
Yeah.
And I can't even.
Tyler Warren is
but that was another guy that they didn't fucking throw the ball to.
Yeah.
And I know this because of bets.
Yeah. So I think it's more just kind of like, all right, if we don't have to give it, because what they gave up for Myers, it was like a fourth or
fourth round pick and a 6th round pick for next year.
So it's not like you're giving up the world for him, and you're getting a solid receiver to fill in while Travis Hunter's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can compete with the Colts, and then the AFC isn't necessarily that strong this year. You look at the teams you got.
I mean, the Jaguars are 5-3, so technically,
and they have the winner of the Chiefs.
They're almost in the wild card round anyway.
I think if it started
they're a
today,
game behind the Colts. Have they played each other?
I don't think so.
I don't know if they've played.
So they're a game behind the Colts in the loss column, and if they haven't played each other, then there's 2 opportunities there where you can take the division. So,
but then the East, you got the
Colts
Bills
just not
Pats.
Before we go there, but the Colts also just got better. They got a corner that
lockdown,
a lockdown corner. Yeah, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you added to your team, but they added something that theoretically is going to counter your move.
Yeah. But, and I think Sauce is going to be able to shut down Jacoby Myers.
100%. That's what I'm saying. He's going to. He will not be lined up against Jacoby Myers.
Again, Sauce is motivated again from 1-7 now to the best team record wise right now. So he's
Yep. So what were you saying? Sorry to cut you off.
It's like the East. Like you got the Bills and the Pats. The North, you got the Ravens and Steelers. Maybe Steelers.
I don't even know.
Steelers are right now. I think are the
Ravens
top
are probably
Steelers
are going to make a run and end up taking it from the Steelers. And then you've got the West. You got pretty much just the Chiefs and Chargers. But the Chargers, who knows what they're going to do because they can't play anyone bad.
So Steelers are 5-3. Ravens are
3-5. Right?
Sweet. Yeah, they're 3-5.
Yeah.
But and then the South, you have the Texans, the Colts, and the Jags that are all kind of. The Colts obviously have a lead at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So if they bring in Sauce, that's huge. But again, like the Jags, if you're losing Travis Hunter for 4 to 6 weeks, whatever it's going to be, you bring in Myers to kind of help your offense out. But
Yeah.
I just think that the AFC is not necessarily the strongest competition out of those teams. Like
No.
anyone can beat anyone out of the AFC. I don't think that they're super strong.
Well, I think just in the NFL in general, anybody can beat anybody. We've seen that. Like the Panthers are knocking off
Green Bay,
the Cowboys in Green Bay.
Yeah.
You have the Cowboys and Green Bay
The
tying
Panthers
each
are 5 and
other.
4.
And,
Like, I mean,
you know, it's
that's
like
wild.
there's a lot of
parity.
Yeah, parity, and there's a lot of mediocre teams, I think, that
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like moves like this, like can actually you're still staying in contention.
Yeah, you're just trying to add a little piece to give you somewhat of an edge, and it may not give you an edge against the Colts, but it certainly gives you an edge against the other teams you're competing against in turn for your division.
Yeah.
Well, and since we were talking about the Chargers, and it's trade deadline stuff, well, they lost Joe Alt for the rest of the year, which is a big piece. But they tried today to get offensive tackle Trevor Penning from the New Orleans Saints, and so they just were like, "We lost tackle, got to go get one."
They lost both their tackles this year.
Yeah, and then we were talking about the Jets. The Jets were still selling, so they traded a corner, Jaseer Taylor, but they also that's the Chargers also like so the Chargers like, hey, we need some people.
Yeah,
like try to sort of. I'm just.
I
saying
think the Chargers actually traded him to the Jets. Actually,
did I read wrong? Oh shit! I'm
New
sorry.
York
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
my fault. Graphic was I read it wrong.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see how the trade deadline moves. I think the biggest one is Sauce going to the Colts.
Yeah, Colts, and the Colts actually looking at it like, all right, we have a shot this year. Like we're actually playing well. Let's we just said it. The league, there's a lot of parity in the league, so maybe this is our year that we can take advantage of our offense rolling. Jonathan Taylor having a career year. Tyler Warren being what looks like the next Dallas Clark.
Yeah,
and
start tight end.
Yeah, and Daniel Jones not being the next Peyton Manning, obviously, but if he can just be not Daniel Jones,
they
might have a shot. Not like he was that day.
And I mean, I don't think Dallas is necessarily. What are they? 3-4-1,
3-5-1,
3-5-1 now.
Yeah.
Okay, So I don't think
they got 3 defensive players. Like I don't know what they're like. I don't know why they bought now. Like they bought Logan Wilson also from the Bengals. But see, the Bengals have one of the worst defenses, and then they get rid of somebody after they're complaining about their defense.
Dallas has the 31st ranked, and then Cincinnati has the 32nd ranked.
And they're like, hey, we'll just take your linebacker.
Hey, we'll take your linebacker.
So I think Dallas is buying cheap at this point, or not necessarily cheap, but trying to buy for next year because they're not necessarily going to be competing.
No, and I mean, like we talked about it, like it was a win across the board for the Eagles on their bye week. Like, every team in the division lost. Dallas looked like crap against Carolina,
and then Commanders.
Washington just not only lost their quarterback, they lost a bunch of other pieces, and their defense looks like shit. So, like, what is Washington going to look like? I mean, it might come down to, I don't know, we're going into week 10, like week 14, we might have the division.
And maybe the biggest NFC trade that we could really think of would be Shaheed joining Seattle. So like their offense looked great against Commanders, and then they had another wide receiver. So so I mean, him and Jackson Smith and Jigba, that's a nice, it's a nice pair at wide receiver.
Yep. So, speaking of week 10, let's hop in. Well, actually, let's hop into Eagles Green Bay. So, matchup this week. We have the Packers coming off of a loss.
Bad loss.
Yeah, bad loss. Yeah.
Eagles got some players returning.
Added some players.
We obviously the additions. So we'll see what Vic does with the defense on how they're going to kind of do the rotation. I feel like Green Bay just overlooked Carolina, and
I think we talked about that.
Ahead. They were looking ahead to the Philly game.
And I tend to agree with that. And I think they were like, this is Carolina. We just
I think that uniform didn't help though. That was such a bad.
Oh, it was a terrible uniform.
I know they're trying to match the leather helmets, but that helmet looked stupid as hell. Like they've been some awful jerseys. The Steelers last week with their ugly ass yellow ones.
Yep.
Yeah, but side note about jerseys, like, are we all just like going back to like the '90s jerseys are better than what current jerseys are?
Like, oh, speaking of it, like
the Patriots, the Giants,
the Redskins in Seattle did that.
Seattle, Philly.
The Commanders are wearing. They're calling it like the Super Bowl era look or some shit. It basically just looks like the Redskins jerseys. I'm like,
that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. I'm like, just go back to that. Like, you know what I mean?
So
like,
I think
I like the Seattle ones, the old school Seattle ones.
The blue or like the
ones that were
what is the
Robo Silver, and then like the Tampa Bay Bucks with the cream, like
I do like the highlighter though of the Seahawks.
On the Eagles back to Kelly Green. So yeah.
It's just jerseys just we need to go back to the 90s. It
Well, it's
wasn't
just
that
like
bad of a
every
time.
trend
I do
anymore.
like our
It's like
midnight
you
green,
go
though.
back in time, like, oh yeah, this is the trendy thing. We're gonna go back to that. So it's kind of like the jersey thing.
Yeah, but it's honestly they just look so much better than the new versions of you.
I mean, have you seen kids nowadays? They dress like we did in the freaking 90s,
Yeah.
the grunge era,
Yeah.
era of like, oversized jeans, jinkos, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just side note on jerseys.
Yeah. Oh no, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah.
and trends.
Yeah. But yeah,
Because
so
we are experts in all of that.
yeah, exactly. We were super cool. So yeah, I just we'll see what happens with the Eagles this week. Is AJ back? Has it been
They
declared
haven't
yet?
really
They
said
haven't
because
said anything.
they haven't even said anything about Saquon's groin either.
I
Like,
don't think
so
they've practiced yet.
I don't think they practiced
today or tomorrow might, because it's a Monday game,
Monday
right?
games. So
Monday
yeah,
Monday
night.
night,
they
yeah.
got some time. Yeah.
So they might not practice till
I
tomorrow.
haven't heard anything about today. Today was
Yeah.
just deadline
it
stuff.
was all
So
deadline
it's
stuff,
probably
so-
tomorrow they'll start. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they'll be
we'll
able,
have
they
more.
can practice Saturday now and Sunday. So
But I think AJ huge impact. Obviously, the passing game still played well without him last game. But I think that getting him back is huge.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's going to be on the Eagles for the rest of the year, there's no longer that worry about the fans saying that they're trading him.
like, when I'm going,
So I think the good sign the last game the Eagles played, they got Saquon going early.
they got Tank
That's
Bigsby
huge.
going.
Bigsby even went the fuck off.
Yep.
So I think that Eagles should handle business this week.
So are we doing picks of that
No,
game?
no,
just-
not yet.
just
No,
this
I'm
game-
just saying,
just this game
just
and
my
then
thoughts
we'll
on
get-
the game is that the Eagles,
Okay, gotcha.
they
I was
are a
yeah.
superior team than Green Bay
Gotcha.
right now.
Okay, gotcha.
We know how to play against Micah. We understand what he brings to the table.
And plus,
Yeah.
he was like you said earlier about they were looking past the Panthers. He already brought us up before even he was right there in the locker room. He was just like, "Yeah, we got Philly coming up at that," and then people
Yeah.
were just like, "Look, we're still living rent free in his head. He's only a better team than he was." Like,
Yeah.
or maybe a better team because they didn't look very good. But yeah,
So-
Jordan Love. I mean, like we said earlier, I was just dude those two passes. He just basically like he was punting the ball to the other team.
Was
He's
he the
like,
one that threw the one that should have been like the easiest interception of all time to the end zone?
yes, and the guy dropped it. Yeah, but they cut it. He was just like, I was like, there's no one there but the Panthers player. Like, what are we
It was
doing?
a
Like,
terrible
oh, it was so bad. It was,
So hopefully Eagles can get some pressure on Love, make him uncomfortable.
and he lost Kraft, so that's a big
big
blow.
loss,
Yeah. So I mean, he's got a bunch of just, I don't know. I don't trust any of the receivers in Green Bay either. I think they're a bunch of twos, mostly threes.
I think Golden got hurt a little bit too.
He hasn't been anything.
But he
this
hasn't done
year.
anything at all.
Watson's
They were
back
thinking he'd
from
be
injury, but he hasn't done much.
He looked decent this
Dobbs,
week.
Dobbs had the
has the-
one game where he had 3 touchdowns. He's
Has
been,
the stupid helmet cover.
yeah. He looks
Yeah,
like
he looks
fucking the
ridiculous.
Martian from
Mega Mind.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you guys. I think after looking at and just seeing Green Bay's performance last week, like, and just knowing Jordan Love is a question mark anytime
Yeah.
you have a game. The only thing that I think they have going for them. It's in Lambeau, but I
And
think
Josh Jacobs is pretty, is a good running back, but they don't have much. They just have too many questions, I think,
Yeah.
going into it.
I think the Eagles come away with the W there too.
I mean, it's our bye, and we're coming off a bye.
Coming
with
off
our
a bye,
additions, it's
yeah.
like we could look like a world beater all of a sudden with the new people. Or just look the same.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing kind of what the secondary looks like with the
Yeah.
additions. I'm not.
I want to see the
expecting-
D line rotation too.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to see Alexander on the field. I don't really care to see Alexander on the field.
Yeah, I still don't know.
Although that would be
don't see
nice.
Jackson on the
Actually, although that would be
Oh,
nice against his old team.
Well,
bring
maybe
him out.
revenge a little bit. Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
a pick or makes a big stop or something like that.
But whatever rotation they have in the secondary, whether they have Coop moving to the outside, do they have Carter starting in,
Coop moved
on the
to
inside,
safety,
or who
maybe.
goes
Or if Bennett,
kinda what-
because Fangio did, like I said, Fangio's talked about Bennett, so I think he wants to try him out.
Yeah.
like until he
It
completely.
might just be a rotation the entire time,
It
of just
could be. Yeah.
filtering guys in and out.
Like this drive, we'll
and-
try Bennett, and then the next drive, we'll try this guy or something.
Yeah, maybe they're scheming up some stuff where they're kind of bouncing people around and making Love kind of figure out who's playing where. I don't know.
Also, would it be interesting because people have been saying it. So since we got Graham back and we got Phillips, and then obviously Dean is back, it kind of makes you wonder what's Campbell.
Where's Campbell going to go?
Where's Campbell
Where
going
does
to go?
he fit in this picture?
Yeah, and so people were like wondering. I like that's clearly not why we brought Phillips and them in because we don't like Campbell there. I just think it secures up more of you got D line, so he goes back to linebacker, and you got more rotation pieces for that stuff. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. So I think we're unanimous across the board. I think the Eagles are going to come away with a W there. So yeah, well, let's get into Week 10 predictions. First one on, I believe it's Thursday
Who's
night.
going first? Who are we going to do?
What did we do last time? Brock, you went first last time,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go first this time.
Okay.
Am I
'Cause I think,
going?
Cam, you went first the last time because it was me
Yeah.
and you.
Yep.
So,
So we going?
whatever you guys want to do next.
I'll go second.
Okay.
All right, and you
I'll
go
go.
last. So, all right, sounds good.
So if
So,
you had the best week, you go last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to hear two opinions.
Yeah.
to
I was
see-
like,
see, yeah, I'm going to contradict both of you and go.
okay.
Yeah, it worked out for me great this last week. So, all right. So Thursday night we have the Raiders going to Denver to play the Broncos. Gino looked better this week with Brock coming back. The Broncos, they're literally doing just enough to win, in my mind. Whatever the defense gives up, they put up just enough to win.
Yeah.
They have a lot of games that they look subpar, and I think I had just previewing the bets that I put in this week. I had Cortland Sutton over 50 yards. He had one reception for 30, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So that was very frustrating. With all that said, though, I'm gonna go with the Broncos here.
I'm going Broncos as well. I don't trust anything out of Vegas. I don't trust Gino at all. I think he's been dog shit. I don't think they're anything. So Broncos should win this easily.
I'm going Broncos too, simply because they're home. They're just better defense overall.
All right, moving on to our Sunday slate. We actually have
Europe game.
over a Europe game. You guys know where it is?
Is it Germany?
Germany?
I think
I
so.
don't know.
So I can actually probably pull it
doesn't
up.
say on here.
So it's the Falcons traveling to the other side of the world to play the Colts. It doesn't say where it's
It
at.
doesn't say on here.
So yeah, both teams coming off of a loss last week. Falcons were a lot closer than the Colts. Colts just did not look good. Danny Dimes looked like normal Danny Dimes. I think they bounced back. I think it's going to be an ugly game because every game that we've seen so far Sunday morning overseas has been just absolutely awful. So I'm going to go with the Colts there.
I'm going Colts as well. I still can never get a read on what the Falcons are going to do. I think the Colts, if they recover from their mistakes like they did last week of, they had 6 turnovers and they lost by 7? Granted, it was a late scoring chance, but I think Indy's better than the Falcons are.
I think with the addition of Gardner, it already makes them better. I think they're just going to get back on track and beat the Falcons.
Drake London had a big game last week.
Yeah, I know, but now they have a corner to shut it
He's
down.
got sauce to go against.
Yeah.
Yep.
So first matchup in the 1:00 slate, we have the 2-7 Giants going to Chicago to play the 5-3 Bears. Bears didn't look great.
Their offense looked good.
Offense looked good.
They did early, and then they
that was without DeAndre Swift.
They let the Bengals back in the game, and then
that Manon guy had like
yards,
he
played well.
I don't have any faith in the Giants. I think losing Neighbors and Scatterboo, like we talked about,
they just got nothing.
It's the Jackson Dart show, and I don't see him carrying the team. He loves his tight ends. Like if you ever want to take a flyer and a tight end touchdown, Theo Johnson
and Bellinger,
all day. And Bellinger, Bellinger had a couple touchdowns a couple weeks ago. But I'm gonna go Bears here.
Yeah, I'm going the Bears as well. They've looked more impressive than the Giants. So,
and like you said, without Scatterbo, Dart has just looked like a whole different. It's like a whole different offense.
He looks like he's trying to be Scatterbo and running around.
Yeah. I think he's gonna get himself hurt. Not like that big of an injury, but just eventually they're gonna be like, hey man, we're just gonna go ahead and play Winston or Wilson.
Live to see the next play.
Yeah, so I got Bears winning that as well.
Yep. Got the 6-2 Bills traveling down to Miami to play the 2-7 Dolphins. Dolphins just nothing here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're selling their team. They're fired the GM. Bills come off of a big win against the Chiefs. I think they continue to roll. Bills.
Yeah, there's zero reason the Bills should lose this game. I know they have struggles playing down in Miami because of the heat, but like they've got to be like 20-point favorites. I'm trying to pull it up right now to see, but that game's got to be.
Well, why you pull the Bills for me too? Why he's looking at it? Yeah, there's really no fault in that answer except just they should just win it. Yeah.
They're only 9.5-point favorites. That's wild.
Yeah. So get your bets in now.
That's
That's almost outlandish to me.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, how are they not?
Wasn't there a 16.5-point spread or something like that?
Last week
earlier
there
in the
was
year?
like 5 games that were
I think it was the
double
Saints.
digits,
Wasn't it the
and
Saints against somebody? The
everything.
Bills, maybe?
Yeah, they all covered a lot of the
I have to go
points
back
last
to
week,
one of our
but
previous episodes because I know we talked about it.
but I mean, I know Miami did play Buffalo tight on the Thursday night earlier in the season, but
It's not the same Miami team.
Yeah.
They probably had Tyreek Hill at that time. They probably had, half their other
But the
players.
game he got hurt?
It might have been the game
Might have been the game he got hurt,
but
yeah.
I don't see any reason to bet Miami plus 10.
Right. Let's see. Ravens 3-5, going to Minnesota to play 4-4. 4-4 Vikings. So Vikings actually looked pretty good last week against the Lions. Lions are another one of those teams that's kind of like yes, or maybe the Vikings just played them well, or
it could
just
be.
being a division rival.
Yeah, division matchup. Yeah.
I certainly didn't see that with McCarthy coming in after Wentz has been, the quarterback for a while. I thought the offense looked better with Wentz as opposed to McCarthy. So
Wentz just turns the ball over.
He does, but McCarthy just doesn't move the ball in my mind. Like he was very hesitant to throw anything, but he looked better this week. So you also have the Ravens that are getting healthy. Lamar's back. Henry looked good. I'm gonna go with the Ravens here for I think kind of what you said before, Cam. I think they're going to make a run at this division, even though they started out kind of just in the dumps. And honestly, it just helps the Eagles out with another Vikings loss.
I'm going Baltimore as well. I really do think that the Ravens are going to they're on their run, on their way. So
Yeah, I also think the Ravens are. I think with Lamar just being back and he's ready to go. He's just gonna be better than McCarthy. Like McCarthy might play well, but I mean, it's just they got the same O-line issues that they've had. I just think Ravens.
Derrick Henry actually got involved.
Derrick Henry got involved. Yep, which they need to get.
Mark Andrews got involved over the last few weeks too, which is nice to see.
First touchdown score.
Yeah, I mean. I had to
better.
play him in fantasy this week because of buys and stuff because he's been on my bench because he's been so bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, 2 touchdowns, 2 receptions, 30 yards. I was like, I'm glad they were both touchdowns, but shit, it's good to see that, it seems like their offense is actually coming to form. So next game we have the 2-6 Browns going to play game of the week.
Yeah.
Baby.
This game should be flexed to ESPN on YouTube TV.
Yeah. See, like if I were the Browns, I would 100% be starting Shador this week.
Yeah, why?
Against the Jets, they have no defense. He's going to look amazing.
Yeah, I don't know why they still haven't made that move.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Browns here because I think the Jets are just mailing it in.
I'm going Cleveland as well. The Jets, the Browns still have a defense.
Yeah,
the Jets just got rid of theirs. So I don't know.
I'm going Browns. I don't trust anything Jets right now. They don't even know what they're doing at quarterback.
Real quick, are we all the same?
We are all the same on every.
But I mean, they're just
there's not really questionable. It's
the over under sitting at 37. I don't see this game scoring more than 6. Don't miss the extra point or something.
3-2.
Jesus, this game.
I mean, their best quarterback might be Brees Hall. Like we just we were talking about that earlier.
Wildcat be the Brees Hall show.
Remember Miami Dolphins? Cadillac Williams and
I mean, they basically have a fucking running back as their quarterback because Justin Fields can't pass the damn thing.
Yeah,
no, he's not even really running it either. Since like week 2 or 3, he hasn't done any of that really. He
literally hasn't done anything.
No,
I don't even.
And he was going to be benched if Tyrod didn't have the knee issue.
Yeah, they should have. I don't know. They're probably trying to lose at this point. All right, now we're getting into some games that we can actually talk about. So, big matchup here actually. 7-2 Patriots going down to Tampa to play the 6-2 Buccaneers. So Buccaneers are coming off of a bye. Still a little banged up. Is Bucky coming back yet? Do you guys know?
As far as I know, they're leaning towards him coming back. I think
I saw their tackles coming back.
The plan was after the bye he was gonna.
Ibuka came back the week before the
Yeah,
bye.
and then Godwin should come back too. So I think
So
they
Evans is
waited till
out.
after
So I
the
think the
bye.
offense is somewhat getting healthy.
Yeah.
Baker's just Baker. Patriots didn't look that great against. They came away with a W, but the Falcons put up a pretty good fight. Down at home, I'm gonna go with Bucks here.
I'm going with the Pats. I don't know really. I don't have the biggest reason why I think the Patriots. They're just winning football games. So I'm going to go with them.
I'm going Bucks. Yeah.
All right, there we go. We got
There's
our first.
I like my
difference
guy
there.
Baker.
All right, Brock. So we make a game up on Cam, baby. Let's go, Baker. All right. So the next one we have the 1-8 Saints going to the 5-4 Panthers. Panthers are weird too because they look really good against
Good teams.
but then they play teams like the Saints or the Falcons. Well, they beat the shit out of the Falcons one time too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Carolina here at home.
Yeah, going Panthers as well.
Same.
They got no, you're good.
I thought we were just going real quick.
No, I mean it's gonna be quick, but they got Dowd all the ball again.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it shared and it worked. So
Well, and the
keep going
coach
with
actually
Dowdle.
talked about that. He was like, we need to get this guy the ball. And
Yeah.
They made it a point.
He's
and
better
he
than
went off,
Chuba Hubbard is.
Yeah, he is.
He gives a fuck what the contract is. If he's playing well, give him the ball.
That's what they were saying. Yeah. Well,
It's
what I was
crazy.
gonna say with the Saints is that they did trade Shaheed away. They're starting. So you already got. If he already looked bad and then you got rid of one of his weapons, it's like you're mailing it in basically.
Yeah.
I think Panthers at home are just they got that.
Yeah.
All right. The last of the 1:00 slate, we have the 5-3 Jaguars going to Houston to play the 3-5 Texans. So a division matchup here. I think we kind of talked about the Jaguars adding a little bit to their team. Hopefully Myers has a big game to kind of fill the shoes of Hunter. Hunter was doing
Wasn't
great,
doing much anyway.
Yeah.
but I mean, adds another piece for Lawrence to kind of take advantage of. Texans defense has kept them in a lot of games this year. They're at home. I think Jaguars are also one of those teams that they play up and down to their competition.
Yeah, to beat the Chiefs.
So I'm actually going to take the Texans here.
I'm going Jags. I don't know if CJ Stroud's playing. That hit looked pretty bad. I don't ever want to trust Davis Mills, so I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
I'm gonna take Houston because I'm taking it on thinking that Stroud will come back, and then I think he'll pull it off at home.
Maybe they knock some sense into him. I don't know.
Maybe
That dude's been awful.
So now we're going to make up 2 games on Camp Rock when we go perfect this week. It's going to be a 3-way tie, week 11. So to start off our 4:00, we have the 3-5 Cardinals traveling to Seattle to play the 6-2 Seahawks. Seahawks look good. Sam Darnold looks good. Jacoby Brissett also looks good. This one I think is going to be a lot closer than probably. I don't know what the spread is. It's probably, if I had to guess, I'm thinking Seattle's favored. Also being home, I think it's 2.5.
It's 45.5 under on Yahoo.
It's Seattle's favored by 6.5.
6.5. Okay.
Oh yeah, well
So Brian's betting Cardinals this week.
Well, I just said it was going to be. Yeah, it'll be closer. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with. Actually, gonna take a flyer here. I'm gonna say the Cardinals are gonna win because again, I just want to help. I want to help the Eagles out.
I'm going Seattle. They looked very good against Washington. I know they have a bad defense, and Jaden went down, but I'm just Seattle's a better team.
I'm gonna go Seattle also.
All right. 4:25. We have the 6-2 Rams. Another division matchup. Traveling to San Francisco to play the 6-3 49ers. So when's Brock Purdy coming back next year? Is he
It
on
won't
that
be- it won't
Kyler
be this
plan?
week.
I don't know
Yeah.
if he's welcome back.
Yeah, I mean Mac Jones has been playing well.
He's playing well.
I mean it's pretty easy when you just like, all right, so the ball to McCaffrey.
So is Stafford.
Yeah.
though.
Kittle.
Their receivers are still banged up. They've been banged up for a while. They got Kittle back. First game he didn't do
Nothing.
anything,
Nothing.
but the next few he's kind of contributed, but I think it's still everything runs through McCaffrey. With that said, Rams come away with the W on the road.
I got Rams as well. They're playing good football. Stafford's locked in with Devontae Adams now since Nakua went out for a week.
He's still locked in with
And
Nakua,
then
too.
and
So he's
obviously he came back.
They're still projecting him to come back this week too.
So I think
Who, Nakua?
Yeah,
he was back last week.
but I mean, they're saying that he's not going to miss this week. They're saying he won't miss any time because he come out of the game a
yeah,
little
he got
bit.
hurt again.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
But yeah, I think the Rams are playing good ball. I think they'll take. I don't know. Is it historically that McVay beats Shanahan,
That I don't know.
or is it the other way around? There's something that's between the two of them, between Shanahan and McVay. They have
like a head-to-head.
Yeah, but it's one coach has got a significant increase on the other, or something like that. But I think the Rams, regardless of that stat, they're going to win this game.
So I liked, or originally I liked the Niners, but they lost another player on defense. They lost another young guy on for the rest of the year towards ACL. And I mean, I said, I mean, Mac Jones is playing well. Is obviously all McCaffrey, but I think the Rams, they're just playing too well right now. They're hot on every aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Rams.
All right. So the last of the 4 o'clock games, we have the 5-3 Lions going to Washington to play the 3-6 Commanders. Commanders are now going to be with Mariota again, so they're pretty familiar. I think he's probably started more games than Daniels has this year. Lions, I think they're going to bounce back this week after a pretty bad loss against Minnesota. I think more so for the division bad. It wasn't a horrible loss. They lost by 3. The game's pretty close, but yeah, they bounce back. I think they take the Commanders, go 6-3.
Yeah, I'm going Detroit.
I'm also going Detroit.
All right. Sunday night matchup. We have the 5-3 Aaron Rodgers Steelers going to Los Angeles to play the Chargers, 6-3. So pretty good matchup here. Chargers at home. I'm gonna go Chargers.
I am also going with the Chargers. I don't think that Pittsburgh's going to make Herbert turn it over 7 times.
Right.
So
I'm going to go Steelers. I think the Joe Alt injury will help the Steelers, especially if the Steelers defense has the momentum of playing how they did. Maybe Watt gets in there another game of, and they also got a safety before. They didn't get a trade deadline trade, but they traded for Duggar, so they improved their secondary a little bit earlier this month. So I feel like they can pull it off.
Yeah, all it takes is just to bury your defense, and they want to show up.
yeah,
So,
look at the fans making a difference.
yeah, and then Eagles Packers on Monday night. I think Philly.
We all went
across the
Philly.
board.
Yeah, that's what we kind of said it earlier before we went into picks. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, moving on into fantasy updates. Pull up our matchups here. In the Fraud Street matchup, I played. Bear with me here. I played Kenny and I lost not even that close. I had Ridley who was out, who I didn't really have anybody to throw in that spot just because of injuries and buys. So I lost to Kenny 106-98. Bad performance by basically everybody on my team, except for Andrews. Andrew had 2 touchdowns, and that was it. 16 points. Ridiculous.
I played Brandon. I lost 126-105. He had Brock Bowers get 48. So that clearly, if you get 48 out of a player, you would think you'd win.
He might have quadrupled his output this year because he's been hurt most of it.
My team just sucks. I've lost 5 straight, is what it is.
I lost 2.
That was an A+ draft grade, right?
Yeah, but I keep getting D+ recaps every week. So Yahoo's contradicting themselves.
Hitting you with the D.
Yeah.
I played Nut Cruck. I'm not sure who that is.
Tony.
Okay, Tony. Okay.
Yep.
So basically, I played the wrong quarterback. I played Jordan Love, and I had Stafford on my bench with 34. But then also I lost Tucker Kraft for the rest of the year.
Mm.
So
So we all took losses.
So yeah. So
All right. So what's
Not a
that
good
make
week for the
this?
pod.
No, not at all. So let's bring up the standings. So Kenny, after beating me, takes over the 1 spot from Brock, 7-2. Brock, you're still sitting in second.
still the highest scoring team in the league.
For now.
Just saying.
You lost your tight end.
I
so.
did. Yeah.
Then you have JC Spitball, 1 Nut Cruck. I'm sitting in 5th at 5-4. Cameron, you're all the way down to 9th now, 4-5. 3rd out of the 4 and 5 teams. Gotta get that points up.
No one will trade me a fucking receiver. I've asked 3 weeks in a row.
Who do you have? Who's your tight end?
I have Pitts and Kelsey. Kelsey's on bye, so I can't.
The only people that listen are me, Brock, and you.
We get 15 other listeners.
Yeah. Well, how many of those are actually in the
Fantasy league? Yeah.
So
Speaking of fantasy stuff, since we all play it, I picked up Tucker Kraft in my dynasty league before this week. Traded for him, and now he's gone.
Oh,
so
the curse.
Because I also have McBride in that league, so my tight ends I was set for a good while, and now Kraft is out for us. So now I just got to IR him now. But yeah, I was pretty excited until that injury happened, and I'm just like, oh, fantastic, yeah, great.
So this upcoming week, I play Tim. Oh, Tim's projected 141. Holy shit.
That's probably higher than my whole team scored this year.
He's got Daniel Jones, Puka Nacua, McCaffrey. Damn. All right. Well, I need to adjust mine based on buys and stuff. But yeah, I'm playing Tim this week.
I played Diamond State Box Breaks.
It's Adam.
Okay. He's projected to beat right now, but I mean, right now I have Kraft in my lineup still. Waivers haven't gone through. My kicker's on a bye.
Yeah, it's a go through and adjust our lineups, I'm sure.
I'm playing Kenny. He's got Mahomes on a bye and does not have a quarterback on his roster.
Let's go. Everybody load up on quarterbacks.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start adding waivers to pick up everyone and block them for Sunday. I wouldn't do that to you, Kenny, but I am desperate for a win. So
yeah, it'd be nice to get Kenny and lost too to get us back in the.
It'd be nice for me to get a win again.
You take a loss.
I just took a loss. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
take another one. Yeah, so we kind of previewed it a little bit, but bets certainly weren't in our favor again this week.
They were all right for one of our parlays.
Yeah. Yeah, you hit yours, didn't you?
I hit another parlay, so you're welcome to the people that follow. Steelers plus 3.5, Niners minus 2.5, and then I think it was the Broncos plus 2. So that game obviously coming down to the wire. Broncos ended up winning it.
You hit one of ours that we put in? Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, I followed Brock and that didn't work out.
Yeah,
probably because I bet it. If I don't bet it, it's gonna hit.
So I will say though, Metcalf got really fucking close. Like I almost had 2 of the 3 because Metcalf, like Rodgers kind of had him 1-on-1 and just kind of tossed it real
2 of
fast.
3 still loses.
No, but I mean,
Ertz still didn't score.
Ertz, I mean, Ertz didn't have a bunch of chance because he lost his quarterback. But I mean, yeah, Metcalf still almost. I was like, well, wait a minute. Like, if it comes down to Ertz, I feel pretty good about it. But Rodgers did one of those quick little fades that he used to do to Adams, but he like just did that, and Metcalf was like, "What? I'm not even fucking ready for it yet." And I was like, "God damn it!"
Yeah, I put a couple round robins in. Didn't do too hot. Touchdown one. I think I got 1 out of 5, which was not good.
I had 2 out of 5. I had a lot of running backs and Taylor, Gibbs. They didn't score. Chase didn't score.
Yeah, I did one with like just over-unders. Like I had Jonathan Taylor over 92, which I was thinking that they were going to run the ball against the Steelers, but they certainly decided, hey, let's feature Daniel Dimes. Jamar Chase over 90, he hit that. Rico Dowdle over 50 rushing yards, he hit that pretty easily. I was hoping that Kamani Vidal would have. I had him just over 17's longest run. No, Chargers.
Yeah.
Okay. But going into the week, he had a couple of them. Like his longs were like 17 plus. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and hit this. That didn't hit. Cortland Sutton, I mentioned that earlier. Needed him for 60 yards, basically. He only got 30 on 1 reception. Justin Jefferson was shut down pretty much. Genty didn't do much of anything. Only needed 60 out of him. So not a good weekend betting for sure. So
I
hopefully
had
we can
one I
bounce
put
back.
in last night that lost by one leg. It was an 8-pick parlay out of the Monday Night Football game. The only thing that lost was Dak not throwing 2 touchdown passes.
Really?
Yeah. You would have thought that would be pretty I
Right
think
at home,
that
yeah,
line
Yeah.
itself was minus, like, 300 or something because they passed the ball a ton. But yeah, so the parlay I had was actually, plus 1,000 and lost by 1 leg.
Damn, that sucks.
So
So,
what are we doing for anytime touchdown? Is it
I
still
think we're all back.
okay?
We'll all
Okay,
We're
be
all
back.
back.
okay, all right.
We're
Yeah.
going to continue to lose your bets. If you
Hey, check
guys,
out my parlays. I hit 1 out of every 4 weeks.
I won one.
yeah.
We just
So,
rode that high. I was like, we're gonna keep doing this. I don't know.
That's because I bet it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's all we have for the episode today. Actually, I guess before we get to that, any mailbag?
No,
No.
nothing in the
Well,
mailbag. I think we kinda created our own with the Phillies
What the Phillies
wish list.
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. So, hopefully, listeners out there, send us some questions, thoughts, things you want us to talk about. We can certainly, you're taking those into consideration.
One other
And
thing, I guess, just a recording note. We go live on Tuesday nights, usually around 7:30 or so, depending
7:30 to
on when
8.
we
Yep.
all get set up and everything, on YouTube. So if you guys wanna join in live, if you wanna see the chat, we actually do see it on our side. So if you guys wanna go in there and say some things, if you have questions, just feel free to jump into the YouTube,
Yep.
subscribe, click the little bell, make sure you get notifications. And yeah, we'll be live again. I think Tuesday night's pretty much our set recording night. So
For
I
the
think that's the big
foreseeable
thing is
future.
that
Yeah.
they got to make sure they have that bell because some people are like, I follow YouTube. I'm like, well, then you should get the thing to pop right
yeah,
up because it pops up right here as soon as we go. So
Yep. Yeah. So if you have any questions about how to subscribe, you can certainly reach out and look forward to hearing from you. So thanks again, everybody, for joining, and
cheers, everyone.
until next week. Cheers.
they all